Retrogamer Demon. And this is What's on the Tape, Season 5, Volume 1. So we're starting a brand new season, just going into the winter months as it is. So this one, this tape, which I've actually checked it it wasn't a Commodore one or whatever else it is, so I've listened to the sound on it, but I don't know what's on it. This one was calling my name. I mean, you can see why it would be calling my name. Look, it's missing parts of the front cover of it, and it's so big. It's a C60. It's a massive one, but it says just games, TKD, and more games. I love it. I love the fact that it's seen some better times. It's seen the wars, and then because of that, that's why this is going to be the first one to this new season. Now I'm only doing the one because that's if that's got 30 minutes on each side, and it's chocker with games, which it sounds like it is. This could be quite a long one, so get yourself a cuppa, pause the video now, get yourself a cuppa, get yourself sat in and relax, because it's going to be a long one. So, okay, in case that doesn't work, and there's nothing particularly on it, but we will probably just do PlayZX on it, we've got one more, just one more, but one more extra one. And this is a mega tape from Sinclair User with Blob the Cop and a Xenon, the playable demo from Melbourne House. Now, Xenon, and most people probably don't realise this, but Xenon is actually, this is early Bitmap Brothers, who recently have been purchased by Rebellion. And Rebellion also own 2000 AD and a number of other houses, and are responsible for Sniper Elite series and a few other things, including Rogue Trooper and I can't think of another one, but the Judge Dredd thing they actually did as well. So that's not actually a bad sale. So we might see this resurrected, because remember Xenon 2 with the Mega Blast, you know? No, can't really do it, but anyway, you know what I mean. I might put a bit of music on there actually if I can find the Mega Blast tune. But anyway, so they've been taken over. And Blob the Cop, I seem to remember thinking this was quite good at the time. I don't know how well this is going to work, because we've got 3-million-year-old tape across it, you know, the kind of stuff that's, ground in a bit around the sides. Look, nasty. So we'll see whether or not that works. And this week, to go with this, when we're testing this, I keep on having to sort of, I have joystick issues, and somebody said in the comments, why don't you just use a joystick? Yeah, because in the Spectrum it was never quite that simple, because in the early rubber key ones it didn't come with a joystick interface. You had to buy one, and it was like interface 1, interface 2, ProTech, Cheetah, Kempston being sort of the big one, really. That was the one everybody had. So, but on the Plus 2 that I use, it has joystick ports, but they're Sinclair. Now, Sinclair, for some reason that we don't really know, wired it differently. So I got one of these, which, if you can see that, this is basically, it plugs in and it does the rewiring for you. So you can connect it up. You can see it there. You connect that to the port, and basically it allows you to use any standard Atari-style 9-pin joystick on it, which I thought was great, because that means I can use my cruiser instead of having to use either the Sinclair one or one with these ones with the grey extra cable. You sometimes see them. They got a black cable usually, which is the Atari one, and then they've got this grey one, which is basically just rewires like two cables. It's totally ridiculous. But I thought, I'll get one of these. It was cheap, and it was, if anything, it was the only Black Friday deal I actually picked up recently. So yeah, that's what we got. So without further ado, we're going to stick that into the tape drive, and we're going to give it a go. I'm really quite looking forward to this one anyway. So, and the other thing is, we've got a Christmas special coming up as well, which is going to be a combination of all season 1 to 4's videos, sort of, the errors and other things and bits and pieces and just the fun stuff. So hopefully you'll enjoy that when I put that out for Christmas. But anyway, in the meantime, we're going to put this in the tape drive, and we're going to load up, hopefully, the first game. This just looks good. See you soon. Okay, so we've got our tape in the drive, so we're ready to go. So we'll go with the usual, go with the old load dit from the basic. So we'll go in there now, and do load dit. We'll load speech mark, and we'll push the button. Now we have got PlayZX, or ZX Play, PlayZX. I can never remember which way around it is. I always put in the link in the description below anyway. It's an Android program that you can use to play tapes back effectively. So you get the whole loading experience when you use this car CD thing. So we have that on standby just in case we could spot the title of something and give it a load. So fingers crossed. I did say this one looked a bit ratty. No, that wasn't a good start.
Oh, I was excited there. I was like, oh, it's gonna do it. Okay. Brace yourself. Season 5. It's gonna be bad. Maybe not. No. You're gonna do it. You're going to play. You're gonna play. We're gonna do it the first time round. This is gonna be first time. It's gonna work. Just first time. Right. 1 second. We're going to do one thing, 1 second. We're literally going to do a quick tape clean. Just because, and I got it handy, just because I feel like that one should load. You know, it looks good. It looked good on the way it was looking on the screen. So we'll do a quick tape clean here, head cleaner. This is a simple one. This one, this will just kind of wipes the surface clean and runs through and sort of makes it sort of nice and clean and ready to go. But you saw the state of this tape. So if it does load, we'll have done well. Hopefully it will. Quite looking forward to it. So we got Christmas coming up around the corner as well with our sort of special for that, a holiday special or something similar. Just waiting for this to go through. It basically has to go all the way through to the end of the tape, and then it goes click and it's off and it's done. So that's what's doing it. It's just the Diamond Team, it's called. Head cleaner. I got this off Amazon. So there's somewhere out there they're still making these things. They're not completely dead yet. Did you see the news recently? There was a thing in the news recently where vinyl had outsold, is going to outsell CDs this year, which doesn't surprise me in any way, shape, or form, because I think vinyl is a wonderful format and a great physical sort of system. And if you know anything about CDs and music and whatever else it is, you'll know that the CDs they took a view that we all hear within the same sound spectrum, whereas when you get a record or whatever else it is, it actually has different levels of tone and pitch above and below what is the perceived average. But I think that's where records are winning, because I think that certain people are hearing the certain levels and tones that are beyond those things. So you're getting that experience that you don't get with a CD, because it's that digital, cut the top and bottom off just to make sure that it was small enough to fit somewhere. So, well, first one's not gone well. Let's see if we can get a bit further through it here. I'm not going to fast forward just yet. See whether something pops up now. No, not getting anything at all there. Okay. That's a screen loading as well. You can hear that. That's a screen loading. Let's do a bit fast forward here. We'll see if we can find the next program along the way, and we'll see if we can get that one on. That's data loading for the game or whatever else it is. Right, okay, we're past it. Okay, brace yourself. No, that's more data of that game anyway, so that's okay. We don't worry about that one. We're not worried about that one. This is the start we did not want for the season 5. We did not want to start with a failure. I have others tapes spare. I've got a gigantic. I've got two. Well, I'd say gigantic. I've got 2 boxes full of tapes. What's on the tape? So quite a few things just in case that well, not just in case of this kind of thing, but just in case in general, sort of. I knew. Do you know? So this tape was calling to me, but at the same time, it clearly isn't the best tape. It was shouting my name. It said, "Play me." It was halfway through when I got it, and all kinds of stuff. It wasn't even rewound. So this is one that snuck through the net, the collecting them up and something or other net. So let's just get that. Okay, we've got space. We found a space. A lot of clicking and stopping. We used to do that all the time. None of this skip stuff you get with CDs. I mean, it's the same with records. You remember doing that with record? You have to lift it up and then move to the next track and then drop it. And then there was like kind of a little thin line between the 2 tracks, and you're just trying to get that just perfectly in that. That's what somebody needs to do in this modern day and age. That's what somebody needs to do. Somebody needs to create a record player, and it probably already has been done, that kind of digitally scans the record itself. Zoids, great, excellent. I've got this somewhere. Oh, Great, but bad. But at least we got something, didn't we? We had it starting there. So we have the Zoids. Yeah, so what we need is something that scans the record and sees where the gaps are, and then actually digitally moves the head of the to drop it onto the correct location. That's not working that time round. That would be awesome. Do you not think that would be awesome? I think that'd be really cool. I'm going to do a new actually because I don't like that. That's crashed there. We'll do load it again. Yeah, no, that would be. I think that would be quite good. Now, Zoids, were they a kid's toy? I remember there's like a mechanical dinosaur on the front of the cover. And if I find it, I'll put it on there for you because we'd quite like to see that. Now it's not seeing it now. Typical. There we go. Ah, tape errors. I'm guessing that's just the tape is just too ill. Look at that. I love the way it's all just rubbish that actually gets loaded. It's really weird, isn't it? Let's do it. Try one more time, and then we'll go to the backup plan. I would find the Zoids tape that I actually own, but I don't know where it is, to be honest with you. So we'll go to PlayZX. So let's do this. We'll give it another go. Yeah. So Zoids, they were kind of like. I think they were robotic sort of dinosaur creature dragon things rather than Transformers. I don't remember them being particularly popular. I think they were a cartoon as well. I don't remember the cartoon particularly well. As I say, I remember the cover. I bought it not too long ago actually, and probably in the last 6 to 8 months I would have said that I bought that. It's not liking it, is it? It's not liking. It's not liking it at all. Just watching it here. One more rewind. And then PlayZX is going on. First time today. I've rewound that. Did I rewind that? I was playing it. We'll have a quick look on PlayZX or ZX Play. What is it called? What's its official title? No, it's not happening, is it? It is called PlayZX. Right, let's have a look for Zoids, and we'll find that now. We'll do a quick search for that, and we'll get that one on for a start off. We missed whatever the first game was, which is a bit of a shame. The Battle Begins, it's called. Zoids, The Battle Begins. So, we have got a joystick in as well, though. I've got it on the right. I've got the right settings here, so we're good for the joystick. So let me just get this in here, and let's get loading. See, when I was a kid, I was a GoBots person. I think probably because they were slightly cheaper than you know than things. You know, it was all down at your parents and your pocket money, wasn't it? At the end of the day, now they were quite cheap. They were like matchbox size ones that turned into things. And I really quite liked those as a kid. I was kind of a bit of a fan of the old sort of GoBot thing, but never really. That would help if you played it. There we go. That's better. Push the plate on the tape. That would help. So yeah, no. So I was a bit of a fan of the GoBots, and I used to have this. It was a Rolls Royce, a white Rolls Royce with sort of and he kind of just turned into a little robot. And I really liked him. He was really cool. Did Transformers do smaller versions? I don't know if they did or not. I don't know if they did. I do remember there was all kinds of things. I never had any Transformers as a child. None at all. I had those. I also had these little action figures. They were like, it's hard to not hard to describe, but imagine sort of about, you know, sort of a Star Wars figure size. You know, that 11 centimetre sort of 11 centimetres. Is it 11 centimetre? No. I can only remember the inches. 3.75 inches, isn't it? That was the Star Wars thing that went with it. Is this doing anything, or has it just crashed? We'll leave it running for a little bit and see what happens. It's not a very big loader, so worst case scenario is it fails completely and we don't actually work. No, I think that's failed. Let's just restart that and try that again. Yeah, that's definitely failed. Right, okay, let's do a full reset of the old Spectrum. Right, okay, we'll do the loader and we'll give it a try with that and see what happens. Right, here we go. try the original version, because I tried the alternative re-release there. This was the original one by Martech. We'll try that one, see if that one works. Yeah, so, what was I saying? Yes, so these little figures, they're kind of about the size of Star Wars figures, when Star Wars figures were bigger, because, you know, they've made them smaller now. How about that? Oh, didn't like that at all. Okay, so let's go back to 48k and see if we can get 48k to work. Not having a good start here. Not having a good start at all. There we go. Right, okay. Yeah, so it's about the Star Wars figures anyway, and yes, they have made them smaller. But Star Wars figures, about them, they had like silver hands. They were articulated. They basically had shoulders that moved, elbows that moved, and they had these little silver hands. And I should really look them up on the internet. And they had these sort of silver faces, and then they had and then they had these transparent bodies, which seemed to come in. The colours I had were sort of a pale blue transparent body and a pale sort of orange one, and they had these sort of chest pieces that could be popped in and out. They were kind of robotic. They were like automatons of some sort. I rather like them, actually. I've just never seen them since, and I'll probably never see them again. They're probably some random Chinese thing that was there. You go, see, that's a dinosaur. Random Chinese thing that I'm sure my grandparents got them for me. It was just one of those the weirdest things that you remember about your childhood, and that was one of the little characters that I used to play with. I used to quite like them because, as I say, they had these interchangeable bellies that you could swap around. I remember the bellies were really a lot as well, you know, that didn't just check out, like, it was just not like a cover or something like that. You took it out and there was like underneath there was like some sort of circuitry drawn and things like that. So there was a real effort there for these little action figures of sorts. So they played with the GoBots, of course, and my Star Wars figures that I could manage. I had my Luke Skywalker, my Han Solo, and my Chewbacca. Everybody had a C-3PO, and my favourite, funnily enough, well, not my favourite R2-D2 was, I had an R2-D2, but I had the R2-D2 with the little periscope, where you pulled it on his head and the periscope came up, and I had obviously had the Darth Vader with the slide-out lightsaber built into his arm as well. I'm quite sure I had one of the rare ones as well, which is even worse. I did sell them. It was one of these things. It's weird, isn't it? And, you know, we get older, you go, oh, I wish I kept those kind of things. And they were one of the things that I wished I'd kept. And I did sell them, and I remember selling them, and the guy I sold them to, I could see it in his eyes. His eyes just lit up when he saw my collection of Star Wars figures. I mean, honestly, he knew he was going to get the bargain. And I got a decent amount of money for it at the time. Nowhere near enough money, but I got a decent amount of money for it when I sold it at the time. But his eyes were absolutely alight, because I had the original... there was a Han Solo. Now, you could get Han Solo in Carbonite if you got Boba Fett's ship, the Slave One, but it was the Carbonite version of Han Solo from Return of the Jedi, and I think it was fairly uncommon. So because it was so uncommon, this guy was delighted by that, because it has like the Carbonite bit, and you could put the figure into it, and it was in beautiful condition. Because I overthink about, I don't know, I like to keep things in nice condition if I can. I try not to break them. I'm quite good about that. I just admit it's not OCD. It's just one of those things. It's kind of like, you know, it's like, I like them to be nice and neat, but I also like piles of chaos. Isn't that weird? So things are neat and nice and tidy and whatever they are, but then I have piles of chaos everywhere in my room. Currently, I've got a stack of DS games beside me that reaches to about, I don't know, metre and a half up now. Working on it. Right, okay, we've loaded. Oh, look, load previous game. Let's redefine the keys. Oh, lots of keys. Okay. So can we left, right, up, down, fire, default icon Z, H to hold, G, F. So release and Z is the ones we want to know about. Right, okay, 2 to keyboard. There we go. Let's go. So I'm a Spider-Zoid. What am I doing? No feature. I'm scanning for something. I'm doing Zoida power. Not scanning anything there. What's this? Missiles and bullets. Zooming out on the map here. Alright. We're moving. I think we're moving. This is kind of weird. It's not what I expected. I kind of expected to control the dinosaur thing. I guess I am, but I'm like in some kind of control position thing here. It's weird. Alright, so I've moved to there. Let's have a look at the... How about we go over there? Yeah, so the dinosaur is moving, but it's only a square block, which is very unexciting. Alright, let's move the map. I'm going to go in this field over here, because this looks cool down here. So let's go over there. And then let's send it into this sort of field of whatever this is over here, and we'll see what this is. We've got missiles. I want to find a bad guy to shoot, though. That's what I really want to see. I don't even know what Zoids hunted. Do anyone remember what a Zoid hunted? I don't remember what they've hunted. I'm going to try some of the other buttons in a second, because we've got this one next to me as well. So we've got into this field of blobs. There's a moving blob. What's that blob? There's a moving blob. What's this one do? A Zoid mine. Oh, right. This just scans what's here. A city dome. I've got my whatever this is. Select target. Fire at that. Fire at will. Fire the missiles. It's a shame that the first button doesn't do... Yeah, I want to fire at the Dome City. Yeah! Nuked it. Oh, nasty. I've just nuked that poor city. So does this turn me into the... This isn't... I'm sorry, but this isn't much fun. Oh, I hate to say it, but this is not fun at all. What the heck's this all about? Let's fire at this one. I'm just nuking cities for no good reason. Look, there's a missile being launched. There's a missile firing. There's a missile blowing up the city or exploding on it. There's a creature there, look. The base has been hit. Yeah. Now I have this, as I say, I have this on the original version of this. I have no idea what it plays like. What is that thing going around there? Warning, missile attack. Oh, that's cool. We're getting attacked. Oh, finally I get to shoot. I'm getting to shoot now, look. This is me in this little 3D tunnel. I'm doing really badly. Right. I do like vector graphics. I think they're quite cool, actually, vector graphics. So, I'll just, Oh! Yeah, vector graphics. Kind of cool. Incoming missiles nil. Oh, I'm thoroughly unimpressed by that. Are you? I am. Please be thoroughly unimpressed. Another missile attack incoming because I've basically landed myself in the path or whatever that was. So we got missile attacks incoming. I'm not moving, by the way, because I've got the tape flash forward and see what's on there. It's me trying to find out what's on there before we go. I think we've died. I think we've been zoided. I'm thinking of Futurama now. I love the way it's got a load previous game. It obviously feels it's a very serious tactical adventure. That sounds like a space. Right, let's reset the specky. I was going to say reboot there, but it's hardly Windows, is it? Right, okay. Basic. Let's get the old basic going. Load it. And let's hope for something exciting. We're not far through the tape, actually. We've not done too badly. We've had a little bit of problems there beginning, getting that thing started. Oh! We have music. We have music. I must find the tape player. Hang on a second. Where have I put it? I can see it. It's in the other room. Hang on. Go to get it. Running all the way. Got it. I'm back. Come in. Right. It's top 40 time. Here we are. What we got? Oh, proper music. Okay, so I'm just having a little record over the top of this section. You'll still be able to hear it in the background. I'm just going to turn the volume down there. What I'd actually done is accidentally put my mobile phone close to the microphone cable, and the resulting effect, unfortunately, was that the microphone was picking up when it was getting messages and other things, and causing sort of a feedback. It wasn't particularly good, and it's there. Thankfully, we get a little bit of a musical interlude here, so I'll set the scene. We get a quick musical interlude, and then we're back with finding another game on the tape. I do apologise for that, but I couldn't let the sound go through with this horrible noise in there. Unfortunately, it's embedded in the actual voice, I'm afraid. So carry on watching. See you soon. I'm hoping there's no feedback on this sound, actually, because there seems to be a little bit of feedback there. I'm hoping it's not something that I've got plugged in nearby. So I do apologise if the sound has gone a bit ski-whiff there. I'm going to. Well, let's see if this all loads. I didn't even see what that was, actually, because I'm a bit worried about the sound there. It seemed to have a little sort of jitters. If it has jitters, I will try and work out what it is and try and delete the sound. I think it was my mobile phone. It's right close to the microphone there. Apologise for that, I really do. I'll try and edit it out in some way if I can do that. There we go. Right, okay, we're back. Oh, Glider Rider! Oh, good! That's a good game. I like Glider Rider. Sorry, quick sip of coffee there. I love coffee. It wouldn't be what's on the tape if I didn't love coffee at some point in it. Anyway, so Glider Rider. Glider Rider is a isometric game, and although I often say I like isometric games, no, I still don't like isometric games. But the point is that for the isometric games, there are a few that I don't dislike as much as I dislike other ones, if that makes sense. Glider Rider is one of those games. Basically, you spend a lot of time on a bicycle, if I remember rightly, or a motorcycle, and then you have to find big enough hills to turn into a glider to bomb a base that you're kind of infiltrating. It's really weird. You're like biking around the place. I think it's a bicycle, to be honest with you. You're biking around the place, and then you try and launch yourself off a hill to bomb this kind of base. It's just really weird. I don't know what remember what the story is. I did actually get an original copy of this recently. It was new old stock. I say recently. It's probably a couple of years ago now, but it was new old stock. I still have it. It's brilliant. And I think I may even have played it for my channel, to be fair. I can't remember or not, whether I did or not. But it's just one of those things. Glide Ride is just one of those kind of weird and wonderful games that really, I think a lot of people have fond memories of. I also think it has a lovely sort of title screen. I think that there's a real effort made to sort of move the title screen around. So we'll see. Sorry about the sound, though. I do apologise for that. If it has gone a bit funny, we'll soon see it. So, but I do apologise for that. That might have been, as I say, I put the mobile phone down right next to the cable. It was by the microphone. So I feel I might possibly have made a error of judgment with that. But never mind. Okay, Glider Rider. Hey, we're getting close. You know, to the game coming on, maybe. It might work. Might work. Ooh. Fingers crossed. Toes as well, please. Everything, fingers crossed, whatever else it is. Yeah. What was that thing about? Remember that when you were a kid, you know, talking fingers crossed and all this kind of stuff. The thing when you were a kid, you know, when you were telling somebody that, I promise, and behind your back you had your fingers crossed. It's like, because that, like, cancel out the promise. Do you remember that? I didn't do it very often, but you know, there was always that thing, wasn't it? It was like, and then you'd say, "Have you got your fingers crossed behind your back?" You know, and I'd be like, "No, show us your hands then." Yeah, you know the one. So, but yeah, that was what I used to do as a kid. You know, it's sort of. So your promises didn't mean anything. You know, sad. Oh dear. Anyway, Glider Rider. I love loving that screenshot. Actually, that's a lovely screenshot. There we've got a bit of explosions going on. We've got nice colours. Actually, to be fair, I'd like to comment how colour clash free that is. That in fact is amazingly colour clash free. I'm looking for it and I'm not seeing it. And at any point in that entire image, that is quite impressive for the old Spectrum. It just meant that somebody went to the trouble of ensuring that there was only two colours in a single 8x8 square, text square, because that's effectively all there were on the Spectrum. There wasn't any sprites. You were effectively changing text format and all font into graphics. It's quite good fun actually doing that. There you go, remember that? Stop that. Yeah, John Pickford and the rotating thing. I always thought it was really quite clever. That was on the Spectrum. It's a clever bit of work. Right, okay. Oh, we got Sinclair. We can test out our new device, so we'll do Sinclair. It's probably a completely stupid thing to do, but we'll do that anyway. Shall we redefine the keys as well, just in case? Oh, let's just up, down, left, right, fire. Up, down, left, right, fire. Right, but we'll do Sinclair anyway, because I get to use my joystick for the first time, so we'll give that a try. Press fire to start. I am pressing the fire. So there we go, it's on our bicycle. Oh, I forgot this, it's kind of directional. So we've got a bike. We've got 9 bombs, and there's the base beside us, kind of thing. And now we're not on a threat to the base until we get a bicycle on. And this is the weird thing about this. I've got to remember, I've kind of rotated the joystick in my hand so that I'm facing the direction I want to go. Yeah, that's it. So this is my argument with isometrics. Right, so there's a hill there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up that hill. And we're going to turn to our glider, hopefully. So, I think we have to be up so far up the hill. I don't know if we have to jump off here or anything like that, but we'll give it a go. I think we have to get speed up. Nope, not got enough speed. Right, let's try it again. Yeah, so we got on a bicycle. And what was the... Oh, come on, glider! You got to do something with the fire, and I'm not sure what. I can't remember for the life of me. How do I turn to the glider? There's something I have to do. Something about driving this thing. I'm glad I chose to do the joystick actually. There's something about turning the glider. How do I turn the glider? It's not that. Quite like Glider Rider. I think it's a great game actually. I'm quite impressed by Glider Rider. I always was. So there's like a base there and we've got to like bomb it and stuff like that. But they only start attacking you once you become the glider. Oh look, there's something in the trees there, look. Something weird. Let's have a look at that. Doesn't do anything. Probably one of these things you have to bomb once you become the glider. There's a tunnel over here, looks like. Let's try the tunnel. Let's give this a whirl. Nope, doesn't do anything. We just crash into it. Right, let's try and find a hill. There's a big hill. Let's see if... I'm pressing the fire like crazy here. Nothing happening. I think we need to get some speed up. I think that's the key factor, speed. And there was like little bits of jump off on that other one over here. Let's go over here because that looked cool. Oh, he's gone nuts. Look at that thing. Don't know what he's doing, but he's gone crazy. There! Ah, got it! Right, now that... Ah, sugar. I think I pulled back when I was coming down. So, let me just try that again, see if that works. Yes! Now, how do we steer this? Oh, right. Oh, right. Okay, so the controls change when you're the glider. You... that goes down, that goes up, that rotates. Yeah, that pushes you away. So I rotate now with it, which is a much better positioning. You know, I was saying about this about isometrics and how I would like to use them. This kind of sort of works a little bit better for me because you're not regimented by turning left and right. You're rotating in different directions. You've got sort of control over it here. I got killed. You seem to have been frazzled by a laser. Oh dear. I quite like that. Now that we know how to do it, let's just try one more time. That's quite good. That. So we need to be unfrazzled by a laser, but we've got bombs, so we got no way to do it. Let's see if we can get up in the air. Let's see if there's a way to do it. See if I can get. I think you need to be a bit more height, mate. Bit more height. All right. Yeah, like that. There, this one will do. So we'll go up this one, and we'll try and not be frazzled by a laser. So it seemed like I had a bit of time there. There we go. I'm up. Right, let's try not to get frazzled by a laser. Oh, it's frazzling me again. Right, okay, there must be another way into this place that doesn't frazzle me. Let's see. Got my glider. Ah, lasers. There's loads of lasers. How do you get rid of the lasers? Do you think I can bomb them with my bike or something like that? You know, when I'm a bike, can I bomb them? Can I go over here and plant a bomb on you? Bomb. No, you can't. So you can only bomb when you're the glider. That makes life really difficult, actually, that you can only bomb when you're the glider. Right, okay. Up this hill. Okay, I have to try and change the direction I held the joystick just to get this to work for me. There we go. So we're up. We're up. And we're down. We're frazzled by lasers left, right and centre. On my bicycle. I think it's a motorcycle, actually. There we go. We're up. I'm going to go to C. No, can't. Oh. I think I may have crashed into that there. What a tough game. So basically, I think your best thing to do is scout around with your bicycle. I mean, this is quite a quality game. Think about this. This is a free roaming, open world experience where you get to be on a bicycle or a bike or a motorcycle, also or on a glider, doing the things that the gliders do. It's quite impressive if you think about it. There we go. Back. Can I get up there? Bomb that. No, doesn't bomb. I think there's more bombs over here though. That looks like more bombs, doesn't it, to you? Just to me, anyway. Laser? Oh, looks like a bomb. Doesn't want me to. Oh, it's all over. Seem to be frazzled by a laser. It's a bit of a shame you can't drop a bomb elsewhere, actually. Anyway, right, on we go. See what else is on here. We're going for it. Glider Rider. It's a binary designed production by Quicksilver. Cool. I've got the remake, I think, released by Bug Bite. I think I remember rightly. Bug Bite. Right, let's go for a loaded dip. Hey, and the joystick worked in the port. So I got to use my cruiser there. I like my cruiser. It's one of my favourite joysticks, that one. It has a sort of collar that you can tighten up so it can be sort of firmer or less sort of whatever else it is. But it's got all micro switches at the end of the day. Oh, I think that's probably because we were right on top of that there. It's just whatever happened with Glide Rider. Now we're onto this. Nope. One more try. and then we're moving on because it's a big one. So we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. Nah, not having it, are you? Not having it. I just ejected the tape there just for fun. We'll see what happens. Oh. Don't think that's anything, actually. I just think that... I think that's something to do with the end of Glider Rider. I think Glider Rider was a 128k game. We've loaded it in 48k, so I think that's what that is. So I'm not going to excite myself about it. There we go. Yeah, I think it was. I think it was a 128k game as well as... Yeah, another bit. Oh, another bite. Biter. Let's go on a bit, see what else we can find. Well, we've had Zoids that failed to load. We've had one game we couldn't work out at all what it was. We've had some music. We've had a musical interlude. We have had Glider Rider, which is a really quite good game actually. Well worth playing. I do recommend Glider Rider. Cobra. Oh, is this the tape? Is this the good tape? Is this the one with everything good on it? Love Cobra. If it loads, fingers crossed. This is the Stallone movie. I remember nothing about the movie. I just remember the computer game was really good. Or I really like the computer game. It's an extremely hard sort of shooter thing. It has nothing to do with, apart from the fact that the tagline was... What was the tagline was? It's kind of almost Judge Dreddy, isn't it? It's like crime is disease, he's the cure. That's what it was. Crime is disease, he is the cure. Yeah, good old, yeah, there it is. Crime is the disease, he is the cure. How about that? That was memory for you. I almost forgot that. So, it's a B movie, isn't it? I don't know if anybody really loved it. I can't remember anybody really loving it. I think I saw it later. I didn't see it in '86. That's for damn sure. Because I didn't like 18s at the time. I was a bit young, and I was always a bit sort of frightened to them. I know everybody else watched like Out Night's Airs and Elm Street and scared themselves all to death. I just didn't like being scared to death. Maybe that's just, don't mind nowadays. And to be fair, I haven't found a horror movie that really upsets me, bar one Japanese movie which was a bit nasty, called The Audition. That was pretty nasty. Yeah, I didn't like it. Sort of, guy's wife dies, goes off and interviews a whole bunch of new possible wives, and it's kind of a bit seedy really in the way he's kind of doing it. He's film sort of executive, and uses his abilities, to find himself a wife. It's a bit dodgy, and then she gets her revenge in the sort of most violent way humanly possible, including removal of limbs while he's alive. It's pretty nasty. Anyway, but no, I'm not. But I didn't watch them back in the day, so I never watched Cobra. I saw Cobra later, and I've probably only seen Cobra like once or twice at a push in my entire life. And I just felt. The funny thing is, I played the game first, and I felt incredibly let down by the movie because the game was so much fun, and I was kind of half expecting the movie to be like the game. But it's like. The thing is, somebody went, here's the picture for the movie, we're not, here's the tagline, make it up as you go along, because it's got like rubber ducks in it, and which are like representative, I think, of the weapons that you pick up in the thing, and all you've got to do is clear the crime out on the level, and everything basically is a target. You just blow everything up. It's just amazing. So, and that gun that he's holding there, that sort of machine pistol with the laser on top of it, I think it's like the ultimate weapon. There's like rocket launchers, but your standard weapon, I think, is I don't think it's a knife. I think it's a headbutt. I think headbutting is your standard weapon. It's really hilarious. It's like a platform where you run along just smashing everything to pieces. Brilliant stuff. But just representation of the movie, nil. Apart from the loading screen, possibly, and the text there. Oh, finishing off the coffee. It's good. It's always nice. See, when I do my work, I usually find that I leave my coffee and people make me a cup of coffee. I'll sit on one side and I'll completely forget about that coffee for absolutely ages. And then when I go back to it, it's got a lovely skin on top of it. Anyway, right, okay, musical by whatever else it is. Push a button. Here we go. Do. Just remember the music. It's brilliant. Right, I'm gonna do keyboard because it deserves my attention. Murder. The fire button's murder. It's brilliant. I gotta murder things. Push me. Everything about this says style. I love it. You gotta love it. Sounds, monochrome, and whatever else. It even had a monochrome mode. Wow. Sounds mute. No, we're gonna have the sounds on. And it's kind of a Rocky-esque sound as well. Right, so is it the burgers? Or have I made a mistake here with the keys? Wasn't the keyboard? What's happened? Don't have hung. No. Well, it was the burgers you pick up. Actually, I was completely wrong. It was, and I'm sure the ducks were something else. Oh, it was Burger's Health. Yeah, use your head. You see that says in the bottom corner there. Use your head. I am disappointed. I am disappointed. You have. Have you stopped working? You have stopped working. I don't understand why. It stopped. It's not loaded. We have had a disaster. We've waited all that time and the whole thing hasn't loaded. Right, okay. Do I think I've got it on PlayZX? That's the big question. Let's check that out. Because we need to see a bit of Cobra Stallone, because that's just, or Stallone Cobra or whatever it is, because that's a classic. I have the original, and I think I've got the Hit Squad version of it as well. They're more popular nowadays, but I do like the original double dual case one for it. I think it's really good because it's got this image of him on the front of it, and it just looks nice. It's just a good looking game. All right, okay, loaded it. Let's go for it. It's probably one of these games that's totally incompatible with the plus 2A, but anyway, we'll give it a try. Cobra. Let's try that one. Done. Press the play button. Let's go for it. Let's see if this one works. Putting the phone well away from my microphone this time round. I do apologise. I'm going to check through that sound later. Make sure it's not too bad. If it's bad, I'll kind of find somewhere mute now. I do apologise for that. It'll be like a noise because that whole sort of thing. This is the Spanish re-release of Cobra. I always liked their little title sequence. I thought it was really good, actually. Cracking game. So we are about 2/3 through the tape. So is this the right game? Yes, it is. Just a different loading screen. Really weird. I don't think I've ever seen it load like this before. I've always seen the Ocean version of it, I think. That's why. I think I've often said about Ocean that they were kind of hit and miss, and this is one of those hits for me. I think this Cobra was definitely a hit. It was a game I wanted to have, and I love the coloured loading bars on the side. I'm so sad. These tiny little things that really excite me. I love the coloured loading bars. Forget all the rest. The coloured loading bars are just awesome. All the colours flashing away together just makes just a little rainbow of goodness on the side of the screen. It's just brilliant. He is crime is disease. He is the cure. I'm sure they were like, it was just, I don't even think it was very sci-fi-y, was it? It was set in the future, wasn't it? But I think it was. I want to say it had zombies in it, but it wasn't zombies in the sense of the eat your brains kind of zombie. No, they were kind of human people that were like in drugs were related to it, so it was kind of zombie people thingies. It's, I don't know, but it wasn't. As I say, I remember it being none too special. Right, I'm going to go with the Sinclair joystick this time round because you see that was my mistake. I have the joystick connected. We must go with the joystick. Clearly, it's what it wanted. So we'll do that when this loads in a second or two, hopefully. But yeah, it wasn't what I was thinking of with zombie wise. So I like a good zombie movie. I do now. I like that kind of stuff. I like a good zombie movie. I like the ones where things lose, to be honest with you. Yeah, good zombie movie. I'm actually watching a particularly bad zombie movie at the moment on one of the streaming services. I'm was halfway through it last night, and I thought, oh no, I'm going to bed. I'm tired. I can't be bothered to watch this anymore. The Return of the Living Dead 3. It's naff, and it really is. And I remember seeing it originally with my friend, and it's not a good version. It's good enough. They went a lot of physical effects on it, but it's not. But the thing about it is something about you can really enjoy naff, can't you? I find I can enjoy naff. I don't find myself going, oh, that was rubbish, and going, well, I do, but I don't. If that makes sense. I kind of enjoy the naffness of movies sometimes. Sometimes the naffness is the best part about it. So although this is particularly terrible, and I remember from when I originally played it watched it with a friend of mine, sort of when I was old enough to kind of watch them, and we watched this video, and I remember thinking to myself, yeah, this is naff, but at the same time I was quite like, yeah, it's alright. It's naff, but it's alright. So, and I'm watching it and last night and saying it was the same thing. I was like, it's naff, but it's alright. Right, okay. And it doesn't song. I'll get the Omni out and we'll put a bit of footage at the end, alright? You just hang on. We'll get the Omni to do it because it clearly doesn't like the Plus 2A chipset, which doesn't surprise me, to be honest with you, because there are a few games out there that don't. Paperboy, for instance, one that isn't expected to work on the Plus 2A, but it does, surprisingly. Yeah, but there's some corruption in the screen because of the fact that they reduced the number of chips, which kind of logical, really. But you would have thought that they would have done a little bit more compatibility testing. I suppose he didn't care at the end. It was kind of, this is the end. The Plus 2 A's and B's and the Plus 3. They were the end. That was the last generation of the Spectrum, but with the Amstrad twist on it, and I guess that's where he just didn't care in the end. And it's a bit sad, really, isn't it? That's how it ended up. But anyway, scrapyard of life. Trapdoor, don't you open that trapdoor, 'cause there's something down there. Doo 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 doo. There you go. See, I even though I remember the tune. It's about the same thing every week. Creature demands that Burke makes him food. That's basically it, really. He's a food person. Make us a jam sandwich or something like that. So stars. I love the way the character's called Burke. That's his name, Burke. Burke, make me some jam sandwiches or something like that, or slug stew or something. And then he has to open the trapdoor, and some of their nasty escapes, and then we're in trouble, for the rest of the thing. It's beautifully done though. It's all what was it? Well, I can't remember the name of it. It's like plasticine, wasn't it? But it's not quite called plasticine. And it's like stop motion animation. Very nice stuff. Very beautiful. Very visceral because everything moved. There was always things that were pulsating in the background, wasn't there? So it was like there was like slugs and things, and then there was his counterpart was a gentleman called. I guess he must. Do you think that this counterpart, which is called Boney, which is basically a skull that can talk and sort of helps Burke out a little bit? Do you think he was the previous butler to the thing up the stairs? Because I think that's what he's sort of called, the thing up the stairs. It's just called the thing up the stairs. Do you think he was? Do you think that was the previous butler? And he was just like not allowed to die. Now, that's one of my favourite things about this is that watch Burke's eyes. Hopefully this is the right version that does it. Oh no, we don't want to be doing that. Maybe not do it on that one. Let's get PlayZX up because we already know where we're going with this. So, Burke's eyes. If it's the right version, Burke's eyes blink because they worked out that they could do like a flash on it, and his eyes actually blink while he's loading, which is kind of cool. I like things. I like things like that. I like it when they do clever stuff. I'll push the play button even though I haven't actually done anything yet. Let's just get this. Let's find this. Let's find trapdoor. Quickly, trapdoor. Oh, no trapdoor. No trapdoor. Do I have trapdoor handy? I probably don't. That's the problem. I don't have trapdoor handy. Let's see. This is one of those naff things, isn't it? Let's try loading the other one while that's going. While that's the next one's trying to load. We'll see what's on the next one on the tape. Put that there. I'll see if I can find. While we're loading the next one, we'll see what's on there. We'll skip on a little bit. And we'll see if we can find out what's on there. So let's just do that. And what we'll do is I will try and find. See if I've got it on my PC. Trapdoor, probably do. So while that's doing that, we'll fast forward on to the next one. I'll see if I can find it on PC, because if I've got it on PC, we can transfer it over to my phone and to transfer it. Gosh, but technology's great, isn't it? Oh, hang on. We've got more voices from Ast. Here we go. More voices from Ast. Here we go again. Here we go. Radio 1. Top 10.
Number 10 with Only You. Hold Me Now, Thompson Twins at number 9. Islands in the Stream by Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton at number 8. 7, Victims by Culture Club. At 6, Relax, Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Paul Young, Love of the Common People at number 5.
Number 5.
4, Tell Her About It by Billy Joel. Status Quo and Margarita Time are at number 3. At number 2, What Is Love by Howard Jones. So Paul McCartney is number 1 for the first time with Pipes of Peace.
I light a candle to.
Gotta be careful with a bit of Pipes of Peace. Hey, got the number. We got the countdown. Pipes of Peace. When was that number 1 for the first time? That dates this tape exactly. We need to find that out. That's the quick question. Let's find that out, because I want to know. Let's date the tape right this second in time. So we have Pipes of Peace, wasn't it? Pipes of Peace. Pipes of Peace. Number 1. Oh, can't type. Can't type. Pipes of Peace number 1. Enter. Pipes of Peace number 1. UK. When was it number 1 in the UK? Let's find out. Let us find out. Pipes of Peace. December. Wow. Oh wow. Freaky. December the 5th, 1983. The 5th of December, 1983. And I'm recording this on the 1st of December, 2019. How about that for a bit freaky, huh? That's a bit freaky. That's awesome. Yeah, so that was his first number 1. Wow. That was when it was released. Yeah, Pipes of Peace. Do you know something? I remember that as well. I do remember that as well. I remember that one. Let's have a little fast forward there while we're doing that. Let's do a little fast forward. I'll see if I can find something else on here before we do anything. That's more of Paul McCartney. Yep. Paul McCartney. Let's see if we've got anything else. We've got more music. That's more. That sounds like more Paul McCartney song. I'm sure it was a long one. That is the end of the tape. That's the end of the tape, gentlemen and ladies. I can't believe it. All right, okay, hang on quickly. Let's do this really, really quickly. Let's me find Trapdoor, because we've got to do Trapdoor before we move on. We have to. It's like the law of the land. See if I can find if I've got it somewhere, because it's just, yeah. There we go. Maybe we're looking. I'm guessing it's one that wasn't technically released. So let's have a look. Tape format. That's going. My computer's being awkward. Of course it is, because that would be sensible not to be awkward, wouldn't it? Or be awkward to not be sensible, or whatever. Let's have a look in here. Trapdoor. Trapdoor. Oh, maybe I spelt it wrong in the PlayZX, actually. Let's just have a look and see whether I must spelt it wrong, because it's 2 words, isn't it? Trap and door. No, I didn't I didn't spell it wrong, it's just not there. Right, trapdoor, Piranha Software. Okay, let's pop that there. Let's smooth that around there, dragging and dropping on the old Linux box. As some of us don't do Windows. Trapdoor, get in there. That's uploading right now. Let's get this tape in the drive, or the fake tape in the drive. And let's pop that in there. That's cool. We'll go for that. Right, okay. And I'll get local, and I will select, and I will choose. I will choose it to download it first. That will be handy. Let's download it first. Let's do files. What a palaver. Sorry about this. There's a little bit of a wait for you while we do this. Getting there though. You love these things though. We love these. Oh. Nope. Pushing the wrong buttons. Export. Save to device. Save. Yeah, save. Thank you. Back to PlayZX. Do that again. Oh, made a math of this. God, I'm not having fun here. It's just so sorry about this. As I say, long pause. Talk about yourselves. I'll be right back. Here we go. Let's do this. Here we go. Local. Select. Where's it downloaded it to? Nowhere useful. No. Select. Add. No, we're having no problem. We're having issues here. It's not going to happen. Let's turn over the tape and start again. Sorry about that. I was long pause for you to wait for me to mess around there to try to get that working. Let's just get on with the next. Let's get the tape. We will put trapdoor on. We'll do trapdoor. We'll do it shortly. All right. We'll do trapdoor as soon as I get that sorted, or as soon as probably after the video now at this point. So we'll get on with the next one. So we're on the other side. Tape now. We're finally finished all that one. We only had a couple that worked there, didn't we? Well, we did. I say a couple that worked. We had Glide Rider, we had Zoids, we had Cobra, which didn't work. As I say, I'll get the well, what about that then? Is this through the trapdoor? This is the second part of the trapdoor saga. Let's hope this loads, because this will also not be on the old PlayZX, I wouldn't think. So it's probably like Road Trooper. These are things that are consigned to history, though. Unfortunately, it's a bit of a shame, really, that they've kind of disappeared. And realistically, unless you own the tape or some kind of naughty ROM, you're kind of never going to be able to play these games again. When they're some of these are historically beautiful, you know, and they really need to be preserved in some way. They all need to be preserved. It's kind of like, I don't know. I always feel bad that the things disappear off. I follow a Facebook group called Sinclair for Sale, where they sell various bits and pieces, and they make a real effort on there when they find something to actually. This was that not the same one that we were just trying? I think it was. All right, okay, we think we're all right here. Well, that's good news. Thankfully, that they must have had faults with it first time around, so that didn't work. Right. So anyway, but Sinclair for Sale on there, they make a. Oh, damn you. That's me telling. That's me saying about getting it to work. Yeah, and they make a real effort to preserve the history of of games, or things that they find that are kind of missing in action. They do make copies of the waves and then sort of submit them to various databases. I think it's Spectrum Computing, and I don't think so much to World of Spectrum nowadays, because that seems to have sort of gone to sleep a bit. But that's where they submit them to, so at least somebody's preserving them, and that's the thing about fans. Fans tend to be the better people for preserving it. When it comes to computer game companies, they move on. They lose source code, they lose bits and pieces, and they don't tend to hold on to this kind of stuff. And that often the fans are the ones who keep hold of it. And much to although Nintendo's quite often annoyed by the whole ROM experience, the fact that they're out there for its NES and whatever else it is, I'm quite convinced. And in fact, I know that there was a bit of data recently that confirmed that basically they were using the emulation that was created by the fans to play their ROMs, which tells you a lot about the whole scenario. They'll chase you when it suits, but when it doesn't, they won't. And it's kind of history that needs to be played. I see, look, Burke's got his name written on himself there. That's kind of cool. So, but yeah, it's history that needs to be played. Spectrum games are one of those things, and I think they do need to be played. I've seen new services appearing that do bits and pieces, but it's kind of they're not perfect as yet. Right, I'm gonna take a quick pause here, and I'm gonna come back to you very shortly, because what I'm going to do is there's a couple of things I'm gonna do here. Is I'm gonna take a quick pause, and what we'll do is I'm gonna find through the trapdoor. And I'm going to find trapdoor, because I don't think it was trapdoor. I think it was through the trapdoor, wasn't it? I'm going to find those two games now, and we're gonna do them because they're worth playing. So what I'll do is we'll come back to you. Not when it's loading, when it's actually loaded, I think is the best answer. So give me 1 second. I'll be back with you. Hold on. Okay, so we're back with trapdoor fully loaded this time round. And he goes, eyes don't flash. I'm quite convinced they flash in one version of them. I don't know which version it is though. So anyway, so here we have Burke, and Burke is a little skivvy. We've said this before. Think about things. Right, I'm gonna redefine the keys, because I don't think the joystick is Sinclair, because it doesn't say, and normally that's the case. So right. So we're gonna drop. I want to do Z to tip and H to hold. Right, okay. C to continue. So I like this because the quality of the game is really good. There's the trapdoor open. I've got a worm. I think do we need to put him in the fire? Got a worm anyway. Burke! Get me a can of worms. Well, I'm working on that right now, so we're good. So we've got a worm in our hands right now. So let's see what we can do with this worm. Let's see where he is. Tip it. Oh, I've dropped the worm. So I'll let out some worms from the trapdoor, because it's kind of like, it's like all the evils down there. Because there's something down there. Doo-doo. That's it. Let's get that up. Right, can that go up the stairs now? I see he's getting more and more angry, the big boss man. Because I've not got the bits and pieces yet. Let's see if I can find a can. That's not a can. Definitely not a can. They're buckets of some sort. We don't need buckets of worms. He wants a can of worms, doesn't he? Little angry face at the bottom of the screen there, getting angrier and angrier. I mean, what? Look at these graphics though, huge. The Burke's massive. Is that a can? Do you think? Let's pick that up. That looks sort of can-like. No, there's a can down there. What am I doing? Drop that. Pull that back, Burke. Put it back. Let's put it back on the shelf. Can we put it back on the shelf? Yeah, we put it back on the shelf. Right. Well, we kind of dumped it in the middle of the screen, but anyway, it doesn't really matter. We've got it. Oh, he's getting more and more angry. How do I get past that then? Hang on, this is the way down. I need to get to this kitchen down here, look, because this kitchen down here looks got... Can we walk past this? Yes! I didn't realise that. So, we can get a can. And he wants a can of worms, so we're going to go get this can over here. Oh, I've pushed that out of the way. Can I pick that up? I think I made a mistake here. No, I don't want that. Put that back. Burke, man. Poor fella. Right, so we've got a can. We need to get some worms. So we go get the worms. There were some worms. I let them out the trapdoor earlier, so we'll go get some worms from the trapdoor. Not much in the way of sound effects, to be honest with you. Nice looking game, but not much in the way of sound effects. Okay, on the way. Up we go. Okay. Now, can I get through here? Will this let me push past, or am I stuck now? Oh, yes, I can get past. I thought for a minute there I had to do something with them. So, I've got my can. Should we just dump the can there? Should we put some worms and we'll drop them in the can? Right, there was a worm there earlier. Does he eat them all? So let's get this thing. Open that. There's some worms. He eats them, doesn't he? That little doofus there eats them. That's my worm. Get off it. He's got it. You horrible little creature. I actually sounded like Burke there, because he says things like that. You horrible little critters. And these aren't for you, you know. Oh, damn. I'm dead. You suicidal little Burke. Yeah, I wonder if Boney was the previous, what's it called? I think you are, as a learner, I think you are rubbish. Complete failure. You're fired. Burke, you're fired! Yeah. Oh my god. That's trapdoor. I wonder what through the trapdoor's like. I don't even know, to be honest with you. I've got through the trapdoor now, and we've got. I've managed to find a ROM for it, so we're quite good that way. We'll bung that on there. We'll do that right now. Let me just get the loader on there. We'll get the one loading up, and we'll go for that. I rather liked it though. It was a good program. It was a good kids program at the time. It was certainly something I used to watch as a kid. I mean, it was. Was I a kid then? Yeah, I think I was still. Just. Can I get away with it? Nothing wrong with a cartoon. I used to like Samurai Jack, actually. That was quite a good cartoon as well. That was on some kids' channel that I used to have when I had On Digital. Do you remember On Digital? Lasted about 2 years or something similar. It was like a subscription service for digital TV. Is there still subscription services to digital TV? I have no idea if there is or there isn't. It feels like there isn't anymore. I don't think I've ever seen any. But you know, this is sort of like your through terrestrial sort of aerial kind of subscription service. I quite liked On Digital. It was very basic. I mean, what was the channel? It was the kids channel combined with, it was Cartoon Network. That's what it was, and Paramount. And at 7 o'clock it swapped from Kids Network to Paramount, and then back in the morning it would swap back at about 6 o'clock in the morning or 7 o'clock in the morning from Paramount back to the Kids channel. And it was like there was actually just two channels, but on one channel. It was really weird, but it worked, and it was quite good because you got your Paramount stuff in the evening, and you got all this, you know, those days when Friends was really important. And everybody watches like 17 episodes of Friends every single day, and you had Paramount for that. And then you had the kids stuff, and that's where I remember the Cartoon Network. That was where I first saw Samurai Jack. It's very adult for the type of thing it was. And they went on. The artist from that went on to do a Clone Wars. Now, not the Clone Wars you're thinking of, but another Clone Wars by the guy who did Samurai Jack. And it's actually really, really impressive. Stunningly. The sort of graphics and the look of it are one of my favourite overall. It's not the Clone Wars of the cartoon type style with, you know, all the other bits and pieces. It has the main characters, it has Mace Windu's story and all that kind of stuff, but it was just a very impressive sort of collection of bits and pieces. I like the way that, by the way, the updates here, they've moved the Macmillan Limited up to the top and Don Priestley to put through the black trapdoor on there, and they've written Burke on his foot. And I'm not sure whether or not that ghost was in the first one. I think it was just a moment ago when we were looking at him. But that's what they've done. They've put Burke on his foot, so we know it's Burke. And then up there. So there we go. Just so you know it's different. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Anyway. But yeah, but Samurai Jack was quite good. It was well worth watching. So, through the trapdoor. Was it a later on one? This I can't remember when you were watching it as kids. I have a feeling it was. It was kind of like before Blue Peter. Did you ever watch Blue Peter? I mean, as a kid, I think I kind of felt I had to, because unfortunately you didn't have streaming services like you do now, or massive Cartoon Network related sort of channels. And so I think I watched Blue Peter because of that. But did I enjoy Blue Peter? No, I did not enjoy Blue Peter. All I wanted was cartoons. I wanted more Thundercats and He-Man and Amazing Spider-Man when we had that. Remember Spider-Man? It's terrible, realistically, because when you rewatch it nowadays, there was very little action. What was that Spider-Man and Friends when he had Firestar and Iceman, and they were like in a flat in New York together, doing cool superhero things while working at the same time, and that was kind of cool. I like that. That was great. You remember that? We used to watch those kind of things. We used to really enjoy those kind of programs. They were a lot of fun. They were. That's what we watched. That's what we watched telly for. And then they had to do, because of course it's the BBC. You had to do certain amounts of do certain amounts of sort of teaching you stuff. So that's where Blue Peter comes in. Yeah, I'm never a big fan of Blue Peter, I'm afraid. However, it did teach me how to make a sausage casserole at one point. I remember doing that. I remember being very chuffed about being able to cook a sausage casserole. I can't remember the details of it. Had some onion in it and some tomatoes and some other bits and pieces. Alright, I have never played Through the Trapdoor. I have just realised that. I have never played it. If I do J for joystick, what versions do we get? Nothing. Right, I'm going to do K for new keys. Right, I'm going to do right, left, forward, back, Burke. Oh, that's different, this. Pause, reset. This is different. Through the trapdoor. Oh, what the hell's that? Something escaped. That's my Burke's lives at the bottom there. Help! Oh no, Boney's being stolen by a creature. Oh no! Poor Boney! I'm going to have to go down the trapdoor, aren't I, and save him. I am! I'm going down! I'm going into the deep dark depths! I've not played this one before. Look at the size of that sprite. It's brilliant, isn't it? So... Oh, no! Oh, I can turn into the creature! It's called Dirt or something like that. Is that its name? Dirt. Oh, so there's some advantage. You can be been eaten by a spider. Been eaten by a spider. Why's Dut not come? Have I made a mistake with Dut? So it's looks like a platform of some sort. Why can't and Dutty can't get past, or whatever he's called? Dutty. Oh, am I stuck now down here? No, I don't think I am. Oh, I think I am. Now I see why there's a restart button. That was me pushing the restart button. Let's try again. Right. So Burke, I was trying to save the guy. I'm gonna go with help. So that goes down. Quick. Swap to Burke. There we go. And then he opens the door, and then the both of us can fall down, which is great. So now I'm down with this creature. And he eats worms. He loves them eating them worms, doesn't he? He loves eating them worms. Right, I'm that little creature now. I'm going to go this way. I see I get past these spiders. Yeah, I see. They don't even notice me. There's this little creature. There's a key. Wow. No idea what I'm trying to do here, though. Well, I do rough idea what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get Burke the key to. So he'll have to go. Oh, it goes away. Oh no! Was pretty tough, isn't it? Doesn't feel as good as the other one. Ah! I also don't like the fact that when I fell off the top there before, I couldn't get out. So you get over to this bit here, and you fall. Oh, damn! I didn't mean to fall off again. I'm now stuck. Oh, he fell down too. So how do we get out? You can't even do that bigger jump, look. What's that about? Huh. There isn't even a lot to it, though. I'm kind of like looking at it. Let's reset again. Alright. There doesn't seem to be an awful lot to it. Anyway, right, let's get on with the rest of the tape. I fast forwarded to the location of the next game, so hopefully this will load. I'm looking forward to this one. So it's been a long one thus far. I'm expecting it to be quite a long one because of the fact that it was we were sort of got various bits and pieces going on. Let's start the tape before I even start the load it in. Excited, you see. I knew this was going to be an interesting one. I just felt it. I definitely have those two games somewhere, but I've never played through the Trapdoor. Definitely not. Impressively graphically, continues on with the vein of the previous game, but nothing of you know, but very, very tough. Ah. Stock cars! Stock car! Oh no! This could be... Oh yes! Oh yeah! Brilliant! Now I played this the other week. I'm so excited. Even if it doesn't load, it doesn't matter. It's great. 3D Stock Car Championship. Now this, I played this the other week. This is one of my favourite top-down racing games. For me, this is kind of like I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. So this is the game that I really loved playing. You have gears that you move through, and you zoom around, and you do stock cars. And it was just a game that we used to play like with three of us on there at least, playing one on joystick and two on the keyboard. And we used to play 3D stock cars, and we'd like change the course of the computer by angling our cars specifically so that the cars would go the other directions. It's kind of like it was sold as a budget game. It's not Championship Super Sprint. It is little stock cars going around thing. It's just so much fun. I have to admit that this is one of my personal faves. I love it, and I got it recently, as I say. And when I got it, I kind of went a bit nuts because I saw this seller, and I got the game, and then I looked through his list, and I went, I need that, and I need that, and I need that, and I need that. And I need that, and I need that, and I just went a little nuts and I must have bought half his stock actually, to be honest with you. But to be fair, he was charging very reasonable prices for games, and when it loaded, I was elated. Now this is a Firebird game. This is by the British Telecom, as it was. They used to own Firebird, they had this, as I say, they had this kind of weird loader, as we can see here. Yeah, that's alright. I held my breath for a second there because I saw it stop for a second. But yeah, they had this weird loader, which is kind of more akin to, if you ever heard Commodore 64 tape, they kind of go rather than that, you know. So sort of like a little bit like this, but there's kind of a. I think it's because their baud rate's slower, so basically their load speed's slower. So they you know, if the Spectrum loads at, I know, I say twice the speed. Let's say it is. Probably is, actually, to be fair. Theirs is kind of a lower hum, so it's like, ooh, you know, it's like a low sort of low sort of sound, and you can really tell. But I mean, to be fair, let's be honest, the Commodore was really aiming itself at reading sort of discs. However, to be fair, the disc load speed is also pretty horrendous as well. You know, that's sad. You know, you had the tapes loading. I mean, the Commodore 64 Commodore users could certainly turn around and say that they probably spent 20 minutes loading a game or something something similar. Now, I mean, there are some Spectrum games that are absolutely monstrous that take times, but they're normally modern ones, modern homebrew ones. Some of the older games, there are some 8-minute ones. I mean, I've done on my channel, I think it was Grisor or Contra was 8.5 minutes long, not including the sort of preliminary sort of loading the program name and all the other stuff. I mean, that was a good long tape. That was a big one. We had a lot of fun with that one, but it was a long load, and there's nothing wrong with long loads. There's absolutely nothing wrong with them at all. It's just that there are on the Spectrum there was a lot less, and I mean I think I wouldn't be wrong in saying that the average load time is between 2.5 and say 3.5 minutes for most games. I think that's a fair assumption for most things. I mean, if you take Bubble Bobble, I think it's about 2 minutes and 40 seconds, which is quite good, really. You didn't have to sit and wait, and I can see why, with Commodore things. And the only time I really played it is I had a friend with a Commodore. And we played Bruce Lee, and I remember Bruce Lee taking for an inordinate amount of time to load, or I thought it did at the time. But one of the things it did do that the Spectrum doesn't do, of course, is it was playing music, because the Commodore didn't come with a loader like the Spectrum has on the side of the screen, or some kind of obvious reason why. So the developers had to create their own for the Commodore. It didn't actually come with this. It wasn't part of the stock loading thing. I mean, this is a hangover from the ZX81, where the screen would corrupt as the data loaded in, so it kind of created these lines. So they went, oh, that's actually quite nice. It gives you some visual aid to understand that the game is still loading or doing whatever it's doing. But the Commodore didn't have that, so there was no visual aid and there's no sound either. So they kind of put their own loaders in, which was kind of quite nice, with the sort of borders going along the edges, which had no representation realistically of the data that was being loaded, but at least to some extent you could see that the whole thing was actually loading and it was working. And of course then they could put music on the top of it. They used their sound chip and they played music. So I remember that I'm sure Bruce Lee had a lovely sound sort of as it loaded, and to be fair, I think the game was quite nice as well. But that was probably the one and only time I ever played a Commodore. I remember it as well. It was a guy who lived round the corner. Don't think I knew him very well. When you're kids, you kind of like, you used to take your bikes out and used to pile them up in places, didn't you? And you used to everybody would play and chat together and things like that. It was really, I don't know, it seemed a lot more friendly back then. But we used to do that, and we used to then go and sort of go around each other's house, play some games and whatever else it is. And as I say, one and only time I went around and played games in this house. I remember we had beans on toast as well. That was the other thing. We had beans on toast, and it was fine. But as I say, that was probably the one and only time they ever played on a Commodore beyond sort of later in life. I didn't really start playing it again until I got a C64 Mini recently, or not recently, a couple of years ago now, was it? About a year maybe. C64 Mini was the only time I really kind of played it. I have actually got Commodores. And that's the end of it. And we're there. Look, Eric. There's the keyboard. It's Eric. Right, so there's the computers. And the difficulty of the computers is basically set by computer 10, whatever else it is. And you can basically change those difficulties, increase their difficulties as you go along. You can have 6 laps, whatever else it is, right? So we'll reduce the number of laps. Spacebar allows you to skip the level and go on to the next one, which is quite handy because there was certain levels we really loved and certain levels we didn't. Otherwise, you're on to QS... DX keys, look at those. God, can you imagine having to use QX, DX, DS, or the enter and NK, enter and E key. Is it E? P key, sorry. God, what a nightmare those keys were. I remember doing that on the rubber key Spectrum. It's just horrible. So we'll have a couple of laps. Well, let's do this, because I quite like this game. It's a really good game, actually. So we got... So... I can't remember which car I am. This is the qualifying. I'm the blue one. I am the blue one. So there's my blue one. You have to tap to accelerate, and then he says, crashing into the wall like an idiot. Right, let's see if we can do a better lap. So tap to accelerate to the top gear. Once you get to the top gear, you know where you are because you can't go tap anymore. But you can see I'm sort of like skidding the car as well. Look, got a little bit of skid on it. I need to get a better lap than that. Otherwise I'll be bottom of back of the grid. Right, here we go. You can hear it skidding as well. It makes a skidding noise. I was like, Look, I'm skidding there. Look at it, burning round. Right, did I get the best lap? I did, 16.5, so I'd be top of the thing. And I think spacebar quits, or is it symbol shift? Cap shift. Oh, there's a button. There's a button. Is it symbol shift? Symbol shift space, that's it. Caps swaps you onto the race. So I'd be first now. So we do our race. And we got the go. And we got 5 laps to do. And then we got it. Now we used to just skip on until like the loop one, but there are 24 tracks in this, which is quite good. And if you think about it, you got your mates involved in this. We loved it. We absolutely loved it. We loved playing this. This was great fun. This is the game that we all used to play. You know, we used to be quite into it. So I've got 7 points because I came first, because I skipped the thing and we went round it. It's quite naughty for cheating, really, but you know, it's still fun. I've got the qualifying, and you skip through all the tracks and whatever else. A lot of fun. Really like championships. 3D stock car championship. Great game. Really liked it. And as I say, the computer was quite dumb, really. So you could teach them. You could force them off their corrected courses and things like that. We used to do things like 99 laps on courses as well. It was just insane. But we used to sit and play with them for hours. It's good with friends. That's the thing. It's good with friends. On your own, it's not so much fun. But with friends, yeah, this is a lot of fun. This is a great game. Yeah, definitely like that. Highly recommend it. If you've not played it, you know, get the old emulator on, get your old Spectrum on, fire this one up and give it a try. So we'll continue on. We'll see what else we've got on this tape. Let's see what else we've got. We're going well. We're not doing too badly. I think we're halfway through. We are about halfway through the tape. So we're not bad on where we got to. Let's press the button. That's just the end of that tape for some reason. It always does that. It's a bit of a weird one. Right, let's see if we've got something else. Now, we've had music. We've had, as I say, we've had Zoids, which doesn't look a particularly good game after all the hassle that was involved with it. But now we've had championship stock cars. We've had 2 trapdoor games, both of them. I don't think there was a third. Maybe wrong. But I don't think there was a third. We've had 2 trapdoor games. We've still got the cover tape to come, which is a Blob the Cop. And a Xenon, and we've obviously got whatever's still on here. Hopefully there are a few more treats in on this tape. Midnight. I'm thinking Midnight Resistance, but it's probably not, because we dated this tape, didn't we, by the top 40 that was on there. It was 1983 because there was the Paul McCartney song Pipes of Peace on here. So and that was the number 1. That was the first time we've been number 1 as well. No, it's Lords of Midnight. Now this has a beautiful cover, but I don't have it. It's one that I would really like, but it's not one I've got. I'm sure this is a Beyond game, I think. I might be wrong. But it's. I think it's got a lovely cover, if I remember rightly. I might be wrong. I'm thinking about it now. I'm thinking I might be wrong. But anyway, this is... yeah, this is Beyond Software. I am right. Beyond Software. Beautiful cover. They have these lovely cardboard boxes. I've got 4 Beyond games, and they are they're gorgeous. I got them an absolute steal on eBay as well. I put in a speculative bid of about £3 for this thing, and it was like £2 delivery, and I got 12 games out of that, and 4 of them were beautifully boxed, complete with instructions. Not immaculate, not minty, as they say. They were immaculately boxed. They were beautiful stuff, and I'm quite delighted with them. I can see them up above, but I can't remember the names of them. I'm sure one was Cytron, whatever it's called, which is a bizarre game in its very nature. I must play that one for my channel because it's such a weird game, and it's got such a beautiful box. It's worth the play just to show you that. So anyway, I have no idea about Lords of Midnight. I don't think it's ever cropped up in or on the What's on the Tape before. So this is a first. It's a nice new first. Excellent. But a lot of people, I think, quite like this one from Mike Singleton. I do like the loading screen actually. I'm just admiring it in a strange sort of way here. For just a second, I'm looking at the guy on the horseback, and they have coloured him in properly. They've coloured in bits and pieces of him, and the little knight down the bottom by the dragon. He's also coloured in quite nicely. Yeah, I quite like that. I've got like half blood moon and a sun moon, so I'm guessing that's the Lord of Midnight. The Lords of Midnight. Do you know, it sounds like a Dark Souls game, doesn't it? The Lords of Midnight. Dark Souls. The Lords of Midnight. Yeah, number 4. Sorry, number 4, wouldn't it? It could be Bloodborne, I suppose, as well. We've done alright on this tape. I was expecting it to be a bit problematic because of the fact that it was so grimy, but it was grimy good. It was really grimy good. I mean, it's 60 minutes. I mean, if you've been watching this now, you've been into about an hour and a half's worth of video. So thank you very much for watching. Always delighted to have you with me for these things. And I also like the fact that you all put comments on the bottom. It's really good. I like the comments. The comments are cool. You know, it's. I just thought it was going to be one of those tapes that was going to fail to work, and that we would end up sort of, you know, well, it has failed a bit. We have had a few failures, but we've been all right for the most part, and I'm quite pleased about how well we've actually survived the sort of whole process thus far. So it's quite delighted with that, to be honest. I always find that I think to some extent the kind of warming it up by, you know, fast forward and rewinding it a few times and starting it off and started to load it for the first time. I think that really does actually help. I think almost it's like putting it through your tape drive kind of sets it for your tape drive in a way. Maybe it's possibly a way of describing it. But anyway, our dragon doesn't look too happy. I think he's gonna eat me. I'm guessing I'm the Lord of. I might be. No, I doubt I'm the Lord of Midnight. I'm Lords of Midnight. Must be the protagonists of the story. Is it protagonists? Possibly. Or you're the protagonist. No, you're the protagonist. They're the something else's. Oh, whatever. God, I love Spectrum graphics. I think they look lovely. I really do. I think the fact that the people, the way that people look at them and deal with them is really good. Right, okay, so on we go. We have, what we got now? Luxor, the Moon Prince. Oh, I am. It must be a Lord Midnight. He stands at the Tower of the Moon, looking southwest to the Downs of the Shadows. Right, okay. I'm pushing keys. Oh, 1, 2. He stands at the Tower of the Moon looking to the 3. Oh, it's like a view. 4. Dragons. 5. 6. That's really weird. So 5 has dragons on it. Little orky things. All right, fight the dragons. Let's do fight the dragons. I wish I knew what the keys were. He slew the dragons. Less than 7 hours of day remains, and Luxor is utterly. Ice sphere is wow. Okay, he thinks again. So what are we going? Oh, fight him as well. Let's kick his head in. Kick his head in. Alright, we slew him as well. Invigorated. He's utterly invigorated by it all. He's lovely. He's a happy chappy. He's invigorated. Can I turn? Night has fallen with what's happened? Has passed since the solstice of the. This is very weird. This looks like one game that I would like to know more about. I can't work out the keys. It does look interesting. I'm convinced it's one of those games that goes quite a lot of money. Actually, I think a lot of people like this one. I've never played it, and at this moment of time, thoroughly confused. Do you want... Yes. Enter. I don't know what it's doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Sadly, I do not. I have no idea what I'm meant to be doing with it, but it looked really good. It looks like somebody's put a lot of effort into it. I like the graphics. It looks like some kind of adventure of some sort. I don't know. As I say, I'm pushing every key on the keyboard, and I don't know what I'm entirely doing with it. Yeah, one of those. Okay, let's go on. Well, we're not going to stay there for much longer, because if I can't work out what I'm going to do with it, let's move on. It looks interesting. It could do with some instructions. I think it's the answer to that. We are a good halfway through the tape now. Very much, just a bit more than halfway, I would say. And we have more to go. Games, it says on it. Brian Bloodaxe, maybe? Don't think I've ever played Brian Bloodaxe, if it is Brian Bloodaxe. I'm trying to think who did it, if it is Brian Bloodaxe. Edge. That's who it is. I can tell by the loader. Edge did Brian Bloodaxe, didn't they? Because Edge did Starbike, which is a game that I recently picked up. It was on my list of sort of games that kind of I wanted for my just historically, Starbike comes on. Yeah, it is Edge. There we go, Brian Bloodaxe. Never played it. Just know the title. Isn't that good though that I know the title? Anyway, Starbike is one of those games that came on Soft Aid, which is the 1986, I think, to do with Live Aid, and it came on there, and I really loved it. It's kind of like Lunar Jetman and Jetpack had a baby that wasn't so tough. That's basically what I think Starbike's like, and I really like the cover of it. I like the sort of bike guy on the front of it, and that's an Edge game, and the Edge has sort of loader like this, and that's how I know it was an Edge loader from the styling of it, just the fact that it altered to the red and the cyan. Not that that is uncommon, but I remember that particular thing about it. As I say, I've never played this. Edge was kind of one of these. I don't know what happened to Edge. Did anybody know? If you know, put it in the comments below. Did they get taken over? Were they owned by somebody in the end? No idea, I'm afraid. Some of these things survive. Some of them don't. Some of these companies do survive. Some of them don't. And we still have some of them today. Codemasters being one that still exists. I got a lovely Codemasters bundle recently. It was beautiful. Going to be doing some videos on that. I'm looking forward to that. I got quite lucky. I put an offer in after Dave Birdsall spotted some absolute corkers, and if you haven't looked at it, go over to his channel, have a little look. I'll put a link in the description below. He picked up for next to no money at all a Hit Squad collection, including the incredibly uncommon. I don't know if I wouldn't call it rare, but very uncommon. No, it's rare. Let's be honest, rare. Adam's Family game, which was oh god, it goes for so much money nowadays. It's just unbelievable. If you're a Hit Squad collector like himself and a number of others that I know, that's a game to have. That's a game to own. I don't know if it's any good, but it's a game to own, definitely. So I've never played it personally. Oh, you naughty creature. We've got all the way through there and it died. Right, okay, let's see if we got it on PlayZX, because we want to give that a try. We'll give that one a whirl, because I've never played it before. Oh, we definitely want to give that one a whirl. I've still got Cobra to stick at the end for you as well. I'll do the footage of Cobra when I get to that, and we'll get that one done. So, because we'll get a bit of footage going on that one. I won't talk over it. I'll just do footage. So, right, okay, we've got that loaded in there. Let's go back and see if I can find it on PlayZX, and it was Brian Bloodaxe, wasn't it? Brian Bloodaxe. I have found it. Let's hit the button on that, and let's go for that install on that one. There we go. we'll see if we get this one to load and see if we do what it's doing. This is the original. This is the original Edge version of it. I did like the soft aid tape. I think that was really good. It was a funny one though. As a kid, I was always kind of. I was a little. It's the right word. Kind of frightened me a little bit. I mean, I remember seeing things with Ethiopia, and I felt, I obviously, you know, I felt a great deal for this whole thing because I was quite young at the time, and it was there in our faces and on the news and whatever else it is, and that's stopped working as well. And it was in our faces and it was on the news and all the other bits and pieces, and as I say, I kind of felt for the whole thing, and then the game came out, and I really wanted the game because of the games, you know, the fact there was 10 of them on there, and it was a good price and all that kind of stuff, and it just the cover itself has a sort of a nondescript person sort of cradling themselves, obviously starving in the middle of the desert. Beautiful piece of art. But it makes it sometimes quite, I don't know, it was quite startling or quite difficult probably as a child to pick that up and go and pay for it. It just felt, not that it felt wrong, but more in case it was quite frightening, really. However, thankfully it turned out to be a fantastic set of games, so that was a bonus. But I remember it took me a little while. I stood there for a while, double Smith, looking at that and turning it over in my hand and, you know, working out whether or not I, you know, really actually wanted to buy it. I wasn't sure and all this kind of stuff, and also it's strange the way it didn't fit with my other collection of Spectrum games, if that makes sense as well. And even this is going well on the it's going well on the old plus 2 here. We'll give it a full reset there. Right, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna carry on. We'll carry on with on the tape, and we'll stick Brian at the end as well, because I've never played that one either. If I can get that working on the Omni, we'll get that stuck on there. We'll maybe do a bit of footage from that for you. Right, let's crack on with the tape, because otherwise we're here forever. You know, we've only got a week or so till the next one. So let's crack on from here. Let's do that one. Let's get this one. That's Brian Bloodaxe. Let's carry on. Oh, this might be interesting. Flash loader. This is meant to load faster. This could be Strange Loop. Yeah. I have only ever seen Strange Loop load, and there we go. Strange Loop load twice in my entire life. And you might think that's strange, but well, there's no pun intended there. But Strange Loop is incredibly finicky when it comes to loading. I mean, really, really, really nasty when it comes to loading. And I don't know why it needs to be, because it really doesn't need to be finicky. You don't need to be finicky. There's no need for it. Absolutely none whatsoever. Okay? Here we go. Look how fast it's coming. That's why, because it's got this fast loader on it. It's a Virgin game. As I say, if it loads, I'll be utterly amazed, and we're going to carry on because Strange Loops like that. Right. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do a little bit of at the end of this video. I'm almost going to have to write it down. I'm going to do Cobra. I'm going to do Brian Bloodaxe, and I'm going to do. I'm going to see whether I can get Strange Loop to load into the Omni, because the Omni has a built-in SD card that allows it to auto not to auto, but to sort of quickly load things. So what we'll do is we'll actually give that a try. Now, in the comments below, if you want me to do something like a kind of a review or go over the hardware of the Omni, I'm more than happy to do so. I've never done that, to be fair. I should do, because it's one of those devices that's it's a modern day clone. It's the right technology. It's the right sort of ROMs and whatever else it is in it. It's basically a Spectrum. It's a Spectrum. It's the Spectrum that should have kind of come out, if that makes sense, or it should be the Spectrum that people were backing to replace things. The only thing it's missing is the HDMI, which may or may not ever happen, unfortunately. Which is a bit of a shame, because but it has got an RGB output, which is very nice and very smooth and works very nicely. But as I say, it also has an HDMI output, which as yet isn't enabled, which is a bit of a shame because I would really love it to go HDMI because, you know, it avoids all the conversion cables that you need and all the other bits and pieces. But never mind, we'll see. So, but we've got a bit of a selection there of games. We've got quite a few that we need to go through. Pajama-rama. This is a micro. Oh, now I'm testing my own knowledge now. I can't remember who it is. Micro something or other. There you go, Microgen. I saw there's a dealer somewhere with Microgen, and he's got Microgen a completely sort of I don't know if it's missing an action or not. Microgen game, which is just called Game or something similar, and he's selling it for over £1,000. I think that's a bit ridiculous. I don't even know what it is, to be honest with you. So Cobra, Brian Bloodaxe. I'm writing them down now. Strange Loop for a joke, because that's never going to happen. I don't even think it'll load in the Omni. I think I'll put it on and it'll just explode. The Omni will explode. Now, Pajama-rama is part of the Wally family, if that makes sense. This is Everybody's a Wally was a big game for Microgen. It was an adventure game, action adventure game. Never really got into it. Lots of characters involved in it. You've got to sort of platform your way through it all and get everybody. I think the piggy bank was empty and they had to get some more money for sort of paying for the shopping and whatever else is. And Pajama-rama, I'm quite convinced, is the story of Wally not wanting to get up before work. So you have to kind of keep him all asleep, yet you wander around the house sort of sleepwalking the whole way around. So I think that's Pajama-rama in a nutshell. With the nice loading on the background, because they've changed the colours again, because I love that kind of stuff. Have I said that before? I probably haven't. You know, I do keep these things to myself, and I don't generally chat about a lot of things, but such a strange fella, isn't he? Right, so we got that loading. Oh, looks good. It's a jam-packed, this one. It's jam-packed with things. I hope as I say, I hope you took my advice and got yourself a drink. At least take a pause in between, you know, and sort of get yourself set up with sort of ready to go for the next bit. I'm gonna do a little bit of editing with all this, and see if we can keep it all nice and neat for us all, and we'll go from there. It's quite fun though. Pajama-rama. What year did that come out though? I haven't got a date on it. We did have 86 and 87 on there, so although I said the tape was dated at 83 because of the fact that the top of the pops was on it, it's obviously been reused, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. Here we go. Okay. OP space. I'm going to make a space stuff to jump. Or can I change it to... Oh, no, single joystick, number 1. Yeah! One. That's it. And yes, that's it. So this is us, and we're asleep. And I'm not sure what we have to do, if I'm honest. I never really know what you've got. This is where one of the things about the generation, the Spectrum generations, we used to have to sort of read the manuals. You had to read the manuals because sometimes some of the games were far too difficult to not read the manual, if that makes sense. So you wouldn't have been able to decipher it. There was no way you would have been able to work out what you weren't meant to do with a game. Oh, woke up again to do it. Quite nice graphics, really. I'll give it credit for that. Not entirely sure what we're meant to do, but he's apparently asleep, even though his eyes open, and we're meant to be stopping him waking up. That's what we're meant to be doing. So that's a funny flaw. There's a lot of rooms, isn't there? This one feels like I need to give it more time. I did play it. On the Vega. It did help on. There's a coin. I'm just looking at that. I did play it on the Vega. I don't know how I felt about it on the Vega. And the problem, as I say, my issue isn't. It's funny. My issue with this particular game is, or I didn't really have. Don't really have an issue, should I say? Somebody sleeping in the bed is massive there. Look at that. Or is that me? Am I like some kind of weird fantasy in my own head? Oh, look, video games. We're going in there. I'm going to take that. Take a joystick. If we're going to video games, we need joysticks. Yes! Oh, it's a video game! That is cool! Yeah, so, I think the problem I had was I couldn't finish it. Hey, look at this! I'm dead. I was enjoying that. Is he going to start again with a whole screen full though? You dipstick, because you didn't wake Wally for work. His gaffer has given him the elbow. Oh, I was meant to wake him up. He's meant to wake up. Wow. 22% of the adventure. We did really well on that. Quite enjoyed that one. More than I remember, actually. I've definitely got it somewhere as well, the original version of it. But I say it comes on the Vega, and it was one of the sort of. I don't know. I don't think I gave it the love it deserves on the Vega. I think that's the answer, the easy way of saying it. So right, let's carry on. Let's see what else we've got. It's exciting. It's very exciting. We got it's jam packed. This one with games, jam packed. That's why I chose a shorter cover tape, just in case, you know. It was just in case we were here for 3.5 hours like we were last time around. God, that was a long one, wasn't it? You remember that? Oh, you really put the effort in, really put the work into that one. Okay, here we go. Arabian Nights? Maybe? Arab Nights, it said. So I'm going to go with Arabian Nights, maybe? Arabian Nights? Not heard of this one. Not one I recognise. No, I was gonna say something to do with Sinbad, but it's possible. Don't know. Not a game that I know of. I'm just waiting for the loading screen here. We're gonna see what the loading screen is. This will be exciting. Oh, it's loading. It's going for it. I'm waiting here. I'm so patient. I'm such a patient person. I'm so waiting for it. There you go. Arabian Nights. Kevin Perkis. Kevin Perkis. From the original by Gary Gray Tell. Interceptor Software. The Tales of Arabian Nights. Okay. He's got a very sleek looking carpet there, hasn't he? It's a very sleek looking one. Very sleek indeed. In fact, I'm quite impressed by how sleek his Arabian carpet is. It's like a Jetstream version of it, isn't it? Or is it maybe because it's turned up at an angle? Maybe it's very pointy. It's more like a paper aeroplane than necessarily a version of it. All right. Say, not a game I've played before. I always think when I see, by the way, the yellows and that duller yellow, the darker yellow probably, and the blues that are in there. It always reminds me of Scion games. They kind of did a lot of the Sinclair branded games. You know, you got Horace and Spiders and Horace and all that kind of things. They were kind of loading like that, and then you've got Checkered Flag, which of course loads with a sort of a yellow and blue sort of background, and it just reminds me of those. You know, the Planetoids, another game by them. It kind of loads with that background. I don't think it was. I don't know whether it was intentional or not, but it was certainly there. Do you think Tell was the name of the person who did the picture rather than Tell as in telephone? Because that's what I was thinking it was. Maybe Tell's the person who made the picture. Possibly. Do you know? I tried to do a picture myself recently. I used I think it's called Metal something or Metal Graphics or something like that. It basically allows you to graphics in the Spectrum style, whatever it was. I actually I didn't realise that actually there's quite a lot of pixels on the screen there, and it is actually possible to do quite complex and impressive drawings. I was quite surprised that was a possibility that we could actually achieve something quite impressive with it. I was thinking it was a little more blocky than that, and it wasn't really, but it just didn't realise that it was possible to do so much more with it. But silly, really. It is actually, I mean, and generation-wise, from the 8-bit style. I mean, of course, we'd already had the Z80 and the Z80 and the ZX81 and a few other 8-bit generations. So of course they were moving on a bit, right? So jump to play. I wonder what jump is. Doesn't work on the cursor keys. Oh. So right, Sinbad ship. So I did say it was possible. Yeah. So the cursor keys. And we've got to collect these. And he's coming my way. We've got to avoid the birds and the other things, and the cannons. He looks a little bit like. What was the name of that? I think he meant to spell Arabian as well with those letters. He reminds me a bit of the guy from what's that game? I've got to spell it in order as well. Oh my gosh! So I've got to get the R next. From what's the game? Booty. Looks a little bit like the character from Booty. Maybe that's just me. Oh. Is it the same people? Don't know. So yeah, so we've got Sinbad ship. It's actually, do you know what? It's not bad. The controls are a bit could be better. But genuinely, I don't think it's bad. The jump is a bit wild though. If you don't just jump standing on the spot and you push a direction, you do a huge jump. Right, so we got that. Wow, that's really tough. Let's do that while he shoots. Up here. Damn. That's how you do it. Just a small jump. Let's try it again. One more. One more go. At least there's plenty of A's, because that kind of manages it a bit, doesn't it? So we go. There, we've got R. There's another A up here. And then we need to go down here for the B. Oh, fell too far. Oh, damn it. How tough is this? So that's kind of the last one you want to get. That's the last A you want to get up there. From the Arabian thing. That's harsh. It's not even got the you haven't even got the opportunity to go a different direction with the thing. That's pretty harsh. We go down. No. Oh, super jump. Oh my goodness. My super jump went mad there. Oh, fell off. Fell too far. Wow. Super tough. There we go. Up, up, up. Super jump. No, missed it. Oh my goodness. It's funny, isn't it? This one's grabbed me. But even though it's not very good, well, in the sense of not very good in the sense of the difficult to control, but it's kind of got me. There's the R. Boing. Let's go the A. Oh, look! Getting some letters here. There we go. No, didn't. That's me, by the way, replying to my wife who's speaking to my son upstairs, and I should have got him some Vicks, and I've been bad. He's got a bit of a cold going on. Oh, dear. Oh, that's tough, that one. It's tougher than I thought it was going to be. That really is. Right. Okay, carry on. Let's see where we're at. Let's see what we've got next. Okay. This has been a tape and a half. This reminds me of that epic, you know, I watched an epic. Maybe do that again. You know, do that again. You know, when we put you on the title, when I put people in the credits, give you till the end of the week. We'll do a credits again. That was cool. We liked that. I watched an epic. Falcon Patrol 2, this'll be. And a rough guess. I think. Could be. If it's Falcon Patrol 2, I think this is a shooter of sorts. Yes, it is. It's Falcon Patrol 2. Let's try it again. Give it a quick whiz through. Give that another quick try. Okay, let's give that another go. Because we've done all right so far. So I'm disappointed if this one doesn't work. Considering we did this, but I think this is another fast loader, which is another naff thing that happens when we got fast loaders. But half the fun of this is actually the loading process. That's what we got to do. You've got to go with the flow. You've got to feel it loading to do it. Look at that. Look at the detail on that. Virgin Games. That doesn't look good. That does not look good at all, does it? That looks terrible. Oh, that was not a happy pun bunny, was it? Let's give that one. Let's add one onto the list for a quick omni at the end of it. I think we'll not fight it because you've been here for 2 hours. So you've done really well. So let's carry on. Was that it? It would have never worked. It was the end of the tape. That was it. Wow. What a lot of fun that one was. What a lot of fun that one was. I've enjoyed that one. That was a good tape. There was a good combination of working and not working on that. Right, let's get this thing in here and put Blob the Cop on. And see if we can get Blob the Cop to work. I am skeptical that this is going to work, but we will give Blob the Cop a go. So this is the Mega Tape 12. Blob the Cop and Xenon, the playable demo. So we'll get that on there. And then we'll, as I say, I'll get the Omni out and we'll do a little final bit at the end just for you on the Omni. So we'll get the Omni out and fire that up and put the SD card in and give it a whiz. So Blob the Cop, I have feelings that this one was quite good actually back in the day, but I can't remember. And the problem with these sort of these tapes were they were quick, they were cheap, they were nasty, and they put them on the front of covers. And I say that quick, cheap, nasty. I mean the quality of the actual tapes themselves weren't the best. We've had mixed results with some of these as well, as much as we've had mixed results with other things. So we will see. No, it's not looking good, is it? Not looking good for Blob the Cop. Right, okay, let's rewind it. Let's see if we can get Xenon to work. And we'll see if we get Xenon to work. And then what we'll do as well, that's making all that horrible noise to rewind right now. I will have a quick look and see if it's on PlayZX for Blob the Cop. So hang on, let's just have a quick little look on there. Blob the Cop, I have got it. We have Blob the Cop, so we can do Blob in a second. Wow, it's big tape. Oh, we finished. Let's press the play button on there. Let's go for it. Alright, we are going for it. Okay, we are slowly loading, hopefully. Fingers crossed this will work. Maybe. Oh, we got further than we did with Blob. Blob wasn't having it at all, was he? He wasn't going to load. He was like, nah, not loading, definitely not. Okay. As I said before, at the very beginning of this video, this is one by effectively this is Bitmap Brothers. This is an early Bitmap Brothers put into to sort of the sort of and I've played this on the Amstrad and it's really good. And I had forgotten that you can transform between a little tank that moves along the ground and a plane that flies over the top, which has obviously got some advantages being a plane that flies over the top. And then this, of course, has spawned Xenon 2. So it's a pretty fancy piece of shoot 'em up at the end of the day. So here we go, Xenon. Yes, it's looking good so far. This is one that I think I've got the re-release for. I don't have the original for it. It's not one that I actually have. So. Oh, it's gone all quiet. That's a long pause. No, still going. Let's keep pressing the play. Oh, there we go. It's so weird. Just a very long pause in it. I did this one for What's on the Tape a while ago, and we had a Batman the movie, and then Batman the movie, there was the most inordinately long pause in it. Just a long sort of gaping gap of space, and I hadn't realised that was the case, and I thought it actually had stopped and it was broken and it wasn't working anymore, and actually it was still working, it was still loading, it was just this enormous gaping gap before the next set of data, and it was just really annoying, actually, if I'm absolutely brutally honest, that it was such a huge, gigantic piece of space that actually went in there. So but yeah, but back to the watching an epic. I mean, this has been probably still will be an epic after I've done the next little bit, but we'll be doing that on the Omni, so we'll be like fast loading it through the div MMC that's built into the thing, so that'll like in a second flat. However, you still can load from tapes from the Omni. That's another nice thing about the Omni. It looks like a Rubberkeyed ZX Spectrum is capable of being a ZX81. It's capable of being an Ace. It's capable of being a 48K, 128K Spectrum. It can be the Amstrad as well version of it, so it's going to be capable of doing all those because of the ROM sets within it, and it's incredibly compatible, which is brilliant with everything that's there. But of course they put in the div MMC technology, which means basically fast load of tapes and other things, but you can use normal mics and whatever else is in it because it works fine. Brilliant, really good, really enjoyed that. It's a really good way of doing it, and of course it's got a proper RGB SCART output, which means that you get a much better picture. And of course, being doing it on a rubber key keyboard, it's just, well, it's sexy. I mean, if you've ever had a rubber keyed Spectrum, you know that it's sexy. It's like you know, it'd be like I don't know. I can't think of a best description, but let's say it's like putting your fingers on erasers when you were a kid at school. You know, take your rubbers to school. And you got like those, but like the really chewy ones, the ones that were like useless for rubbing things out. That's kind of like a rubber key Spectrum, if I'm correct. You know, my feelings about it. You know, it's just so they're like the rubbish rubbers, the ones that are like really whatever else it is, but they were, you know, they didn't rub anything out, but they look kind of cool. I don't think it smelled nice though. I'm not talking about the nice smelly rubbers that you used to get when you're in school. But anyway, but yeah, you got those. But the Omni's very much like that. It's kind of sexy. But I mean, when it comes down to it, you have to, even if this is an Amstrad version of the Spectrum. I really like to do it from these, and I really like to do it from the tape, and I like the whole process of doing this. So I don't like to use the Omni. And also, to be fair, what's on a tape would be completely ridiculous on an Omni, because I could speed load everything if I really needed to. So there we go, bung that on there and dump that onto the ROM and blah blah blah, and where we go. So now we're completely useless realistically at the end of the day, but good for when we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 failures with tapes here. However, we have done really well. I think we did really well considering the state of that tape. When you looked at that tape, that was an old tape. I've got one through recently though. I got one yesterday. It literally was yesterday. Got it through. I looked at it. It was all grimy and grindy. And I mean, it's like sandy, the tape. And I'm absolutely convinced that there's a spider in the little bit where there's a pad where it pushes against the tape and whatever else it is inside it. I'm quite convinced there's actually a spider dead inside there. It's just just awful, but at the same time brilliant. Right, keyboard Sinclair 3. Now, so I'm going to assume that space is the button to change from one to the other. No, it's not. Z. There'll be a button to change me into the plane. There we go. M. Right, so you're on the ground. You can shoot them on the ground like that. That's just great. This, like that, and we press M. We become the flying one, like this, so we can fly over the top of the stuff. Now, they're I don't know if they're the same on this. They're ladybugs. There we go. M. The ladybugs do something. I can't remember what they do. They do something special. There, they give you more firepower. That's what they do. Let's put the M in here again. Can they hit that on the ground? Yeah, you can. So flying is actually more useful than being on the ground, but being on the ground allows you to enter to destroy the ladybugs, which are there. So it's really annoying because the kind of ladybugs are the key factor to kind of upgrading your ship, which is kind of annoying. On the Amstrad, they look really good. All this is in brightly coloured graphics. I need to fire at these things. Boom, 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 boom. Ladybug. I don't know why they're ladybugs. Why ladybugs? They're on the ground, aren't they? I don't know if the bullets can hit me in the air. They definitely can. Say, good game, really good game. Combination. The button being, on the keyboard is a bit annoying, but I'm going to go on the ground because I want to do some ground attacks. Let's do that. You have to be right up the screen though. This is really that's one of the annoying parts about it. You have to right up the screen with the movement when you're doing the other bits and pieces. So it looks good though. It looks nice. I don't think I'm even past the first sector. I think there's 5 sectors in total. Oh, we have to fight this on the ground. There's the boss. Oh! I'm shooting you. There's little eye flashes in the middle when you're hitting him proper like. There we go. Get him now. Whoa! That's it. You can die. I'm getting absolutely hammered there. I bet from the air I'd be much more effective. That's it, got another life to go. Right, I'm going to go full on spacecraft flying through the place. That's it. Get some. And you can get some too. Oh, more firepower. Let's fly. Let's fly. See if we can get some more. Kind of good, isn't it? It's a shame I chose 48k mod. I didn't know there was a 128k version of it. Here we go. I got more firepower. F doesn't seem to be doing anything though. I think F's just like your fire. It's like your strength. So I've basically only getting that from those ladybirds, which is a bit of a shame. You'd think there'd be more firepower than that. So, right, okay, here we go. Fly through the sector. Yeah. It's cool. Right. I'm going to shoot you guys. Oh, blown up. Oh, they did F. They got more F for the firepower. Oh, it's annoying. I'm just shooting away, by the way. Here, because do you know something though? What a difference it is being able to use my normal joystick on this Sinclair thing. It's so much better. It's my favourite joystick at the moment. I did have my real favourite, which are really hard to get hold of, is the Competition Pro. I love the Competition Pro. That's my favourite joystick. I think seconded only by this one. When I was a kid, though, I used to make them. I used to make joypads. In fact, I didn't even know they were called joypads at the time. What I used to do is I used to get old cassette cases, a clamshell one, and I used to basically you could easily cut through clamshell, and I inserted little sort of micro switches, and then I set them out in a layout of sort of QAOP space, that kind of feel for your hands. So you could hold it, and then you press the QAOP in space, and it was a joystick. And I tell you what, it was absolutely brilliant. My mates used to fight over it all the time because you could just put that QAOP space and just use that kind of joystick without having to mess around too much. And it was in a nice layout, the up and down in the right place and whatever else. It was really good. I really enjoyed that, making that as a kid. It was really good. Bit of solder going on there. This is tough, Dad. That's a bit tough, that, actually. That's a bit tough without any sort of, upgrades. That's pretty tough indeed. Yeah, that's really tough indeed. Right, let's give Blob a go, because we've got that on the PlayZX. Let's get Blob on, and then let's go from, we'll go for there. And then we'll get the Omni on, and we'll give that a whirl for a second with the other stuff. So sorry, I've stepped away from the mic there. I'll just run ahead. Not really thinking. 1989. This is probably a 128k game. So let's give that a try. There we go. Pop that on my lap. Oh, don't have R-tape errors. No R-tape errors. You can't have an R-tape error on a screen loading whatever it is. That just seems utterly ridiculous. Does it not to you? It does to me. Absolutely ridiculous. Right, loader. Right. Press the play button. Start. There we go. Go for it. Can't have an R-tape error on that. Just ridiculous. There we go. So it's Blob the Cop. Now, the thing about this is there was some good cover tape games that really, I thought at the time were just absolutely stunning. That were cover tape only at some occasions, especially the ones to do with that bear. The one called Kamikaze that I like to call Banzai. There was quite a few games that were out there that were quite good, and that they appeared there. And I have the feeling, and this will be nostalgia. This will be the pain of nostalgia now. By the way, this will be that this was actually not too bad. Not too bad at all. Blob the Cop. Shanghai Warriors. Oh, you can't do R-tape errors on the loader for this. It's just not on. Right, Blob's going to get on, put on the Omni as well, just to save time. All right, but I have a feeling this is quite a good one. We might start with that one. So, I'm going to disappear for a second while we've got a crash screen on the screen there. I'm going to disappear for a second, and I'm going to see you in a second, and we'll get on the Omni, and we'll just do fast loading a whole lot of these things. We'll just get them straight on. Do it, alright? So I will see you in a second. Bye for this moment in time. Right, okay, so we're back. We're on the Omni now. It's quite interesting because it kind of does a whole boot up sequence when it actually loads with the equivalent of a DOS driving thing to do the SD card that's installed in it. Anyway, so without further ado, I'll push my blue button on my Spectrum. So it's on 128k mode, and I'm going to go down to, this is my what's on tape directory. And we have Blob. So let's do Blob, which is the cop game. There we go. So much easier to load, isn't it? Much faster that way. A lot quicker in the long run. But right, so this is a player's game that was created. That's Blob, I'm guessing, there in the middle of the screen. Part Blob, part fat, all round. Cool. I wonder what the keys are. I'm trying to find the keys. How do we start? This is where it's not going to work at all, because that's what's called Sod's Law, isn't it? Zero. S to start. Useless scores. There we go. I seem to have passed. Ye olde map of Dork. That's cool. What's the keys? That's my shoot. Must be left and right. Let's kill him. We're making useless scores here. Let's move left and right. Come on. Shoot him, Blob. Right. Right, okay, so a T is fire. We've got moving left and right, which is Q and W. I don't know what duck is. Is there a duck? Oh, got a double jump. Oh, I can double jump that thing. Right, so we're working our way to the end of the level, I'm guessing. Got a good score, actually, so far. Got some pictures. No sound. I'm quite disappointed there's no sound effects, though. Some crazy-looking dudes there. We haven't died yet. We're making it there. I don't know why I thought this was a good one. There was nostalgia, wasn't it? It was getting hold of me there. I was thinking it was something more than it wasn't. Right, so we're making it all the way to the end. And there we go. Collected all 3 rings in that section. All right, okay, what am I going to do now? Oh, wow. Is it one of these? Oh, wow. Right. I've got to stop it at a certain time when it passes through, I think. I'm not doing very well. I'm going to die, aren't I? 1. There's 1. Oh. Come on. Missed it. Bah, you ran out of time. You don't get a bonus. Oh, I'll try again later. I will. Right, so I'm going to the next place. The Ye Olde Map of Dork. Get ready. And I've got to go... Well, I've been to that post box. So I've got to go the other way, I guess. Do I? Oh, I seem to have passed the section without doing anything. That was really easy. They loved these kind of games. There's a lot of Joe Blade games like this. If I didn't know better, I would think it was a Colin Swinburne game, because he had this thing about sort of puzzly bits to do with, usually to do with. Wow. Oh my goodness. It is so hard to hit the button just at the right time to get it. There's 1. That's more fluke than good luck. No, no bonus there either. And we're moving on to the next bit. Or are we? We're sort of stuck on that bit, it looks like. Not the best of games, really. I'm sorry, Blob the Cop, not the best of games. Should we move on to something else? Yeah, I think we should. So I'll just reset the Spectrum or the Omni. Very simple button on the side. Resets back to that. But it's in 128K mode, but it doesn't get the central screen section because it's got this fast loader in there. I've said this before. Okay, so let's have a little look. Let's do Cobra, because I love Cobra. Cobra's a great game. Let's do Cobra. There we go. Instant load. Do I want Interflow Lives? No, I don't. And no to everything else, because you got to do it properly. Do. Let's get the keys. Let's QAOPM and M for murder. M for murder. Great. Push me. Let's do 1 for keyboard. Let's do it. This is probably where it crashes on this as well. No, it won't. Oh, emulation's better. Here we go. So even got to headbutt the babies, by the way. If you haven't, you'll see this is just insane. This game is just nuts. Oh, knives going everywhere. There's the burger. If I can get up there, I can get. Ugh. There's women with bazookas and all kinds. Oh, we're invincible now. So I'm saying, it's just a nuts game. It's just crazy. It's all about killing everything in the level and then going from there. Right, okay, so we've got that. We've got burgers. I'm sure there was a duck. I've died, by the way, there. I'm sure there's a duck as well. Yeah, you literally can't be hit by anything. It's really horrendously sort of tough. Well, the Spectrum version by far is the most fun. There's so much. Oh yeah, I can't remember what we're doing with her. She's just following us around. What, helping us? Not helping us? No idea. Right, we'll go this way because we want to get up here. They kind of chase you down as well, and they want to follow you. I don't know what she does. Here we go. So I've got the gun now. I was talking about before. This is like the best gun in the game. So we get this one, and we're laughing for killing stuff. Yeah, the buggies are bad for you. See, life's gone up, and we just need to kill them all off, and we're laughing. But the duck is in the middle of the screen, which is like the force for it. It's just such a weird game. It's so brilliant, but it's so weird. I love it. I love this game. I'm honestly, there's a murderer. He didn't kill me this time round. There's missiles. Right. I don't know what I've got to do with her. Kind of saving her, I'm guessing, but she doesn't need saving because she doesn't get hurt by anything. Nobody attacks her. They only attack me. And I noticed the way they spell score, by the way. I hope you've noticed that. Use your head. Use your head. I'm using my head. I want to find some more burgers though, because we need more. We need more weapons. We'll go this way. There's one up there. Look. Let's get this burger up here. Let's go, go, go. Doodaloo. I'm still alive though. I want to get up there to that burger. It makes this like drum noise from running. I'm dead again. I remember trying to do this as where I had it originally. You just drove you absolutely round the twist because that was so hard. But it's actually really good. It's one of those things. Oh, look at that. Those are the days when you had Soviet signs in there. Brilliant. Good old demon. Let's put me in there. There we go. Absolutely. A class game. The Morgue. That's not even the high score table. It's Game Under and the Morgue. Should we have one more go? Yeah, we'll have one more go. Can't help myself. You've been watching for ages, so you're not going to mind. And to be fair, at least we know they're all games this time round, so it's not a big problem there. Yeah, it's the duck comes is when you. I want to get this burger here. Well, let's get this burger here because I'm sure this is knife when we get this one. Oh, I love the graphics on it as well. I think they look really good. I think the characters and the design of them all looks really, really good. And as I say, it's completely unrelated to the actual movie of the same name. Just totally, just doesn't even. I don't even think it bears any resemblance to it. I mean, I'm now gonna have to find out and get the video again, or the movie out and have a little look at it. I don't even think I've got it. I think it was that bad that even I, who loves a bad movie, couldn't bring myself to buy a copy. Now I'm going to have to buy a copy to watch it, to tell you the next what's on the tape. Well, I thought of it, I guess. I want to get this burger, though. I'm desperate to get this burger. And it's that guy keeps getting me! With the sort of long neck and his loopy face and whatever else it is. Oh, no, and I can't keep going. Oh. I think you've got to collect all the burgers and the girl, I think. And I think you've got to clear out all of the bad dudes that are here at the same time. There we go. We've got a pistol. I'm the cure. Oh, no. I think it's because he runs a little bit, he's got like a little bit of a run motion to him that's quite annoying. So I'm going to keep standing up here because I've got limited whatever ammo I've left. And there we go. Start to stab. And now we've got knives, so we're stabbing everything with the knives, which is cool. I mean, seriously, we're meant to be a police officer, and we're basically stabbing everybody to death. It's just brilliant fun. It really is good, though. Do. Love it. You gotta love that. If you don't love that, I give up. It's a great game. I love Cobra. Anyway, right on to the next one. So we'll push the old reset on the old Omni. There we go. It's very handy, this Omni. Right. Okay, and we want to go to, because we didn't get to load. I think it was Brian Bloodaxe next, wasn't it? And then it was Strange Loop, and then it was the other one. So let's do Brian Bloodaxe. Brian comes down off the mountainside. It's crashed when it's loaded, but that's fine. Brian comes off, he's a Viking. And the whole thing's just crashed like nobody's business. Oh no! This game features a heavy dosage of primary... Oh right, induce... what the heck? It's just so... That's just blown my mind. If you wish to play, please gently blow on the keyboard. What the hell is that about? That's so weird. Where am I? That's my jump. This is so weird. Where's my up and down? Where's my left and right? That's me items. That's jump. That's me items. Let's find my keys. This is really horrendous. Let's see. I'm just hard to go through all the keys on the keyboard. I managed to find my jump again. Is this my left and right? Oh, it's the cursor keys. This is so weird. Right, so jump, the cursor keys. It reminds me a bit of Manic Miner. Maybe that's the intention. That's a Manic Miner game. So if I've got this, then does that mean I can damage those balls that are in here? You know how like we just did because they're like billiard balls. No, that doesn't work like that. Okay, fair enough. That was fine. Reminds me of, as I say, reminds me of Manic Miner. Still playing that what I would call the Monty Python tune. I thought that had crashed at the beginning there as well. That was a bit weird. It's tough rooms. I wish I'd known the controls earlier though when I first started it. Zap! There's a pig creature there. Just so weird. Right, okay, so hang on. So there I am. Left, right. That's jump. I can't work it out really. No, played it before. Have you played this game before? Is it a game you played? If you have played it before, can you give me a few hit pin pointers? Because I kind of like the look of it. I kind of like the styling. Not sure about it in the sense of yeah, because it's just a bit confusing. But actually, it's not too bad a game. Quite like that. Very weird. I like the title sequence. That was really nasty. It was kind of all corrupt and funny, and then it looked like it wasn't working, and it was working. That's really weird. That really is. Honestly, all I can say about that is just that's kind of weird. But it's like, I don't know. Never played it before. Wow, something different for me. Anyway, right. Let's carry on. Last two games, I think, isn't it? It's we've got Strange Loop. We have a Falcon Patrol, which I've played before on my channel, but we'll give Strange Loop a go. There we go. So we have actually loaded Strange Loop. This is the first time for anything. Everything. Right, okay. I want to change the controls. Number 1. I want to do up, down, left, right, fire ahead. I'm going to do Z for that and M for that. 0 to play. Oh, have I put the keys the wrong way around? I have. What an idiot. I can't... The thing about Strange Loop is I remember I thought I liked it, but I can't remember if I did like it. It was just strange. I mean, I suppose that's the point, isn't it? It's called Strange Loop. I'm not entirely sure what we're meant to be doing. I think we're meant to be reaching some kind of... There's... I remember the sled. You see the sled there? That's really useful, that thing. It allows you to fly up to stuff. So there was a need for getting to the sled. There we go. Let's see if we can get on the sled here, and we can go with that. There. Now I remember him changing into that smaller character on his sled, and I don't remember. I just so weird. Just a strange stuff, and then you can fly around up and down. I can't remember much about this. I mean, this is one of these games that as I say, only loaded ever twice for me, and I felt like I liked it, and I wanted to play it again, and I couldn't because it was broken, and it didn't work, and you get loads of lives. Do you know what it reminds me of? There's some games by FantasySoft, Pyramid, and it reminds me kind of those in the sense that's the kind of game it was. I don't know. It's just so weird, and I say because it's weird, and it's got a nice mapping system at the bottom corner. Look, it's got a really cool mapping system, if I'm honest. And I don't know. It just struck me at the time, and I thought this is going to be something really special. I mean, now looking back at it, I think that's nostalgia more than anything else. It's absolutely, trapped me in sort of thinking is better than it probably was. But hey, it's fine. It's different, and it's a game I'm probably going to play again now that I know I can play it on the Omni and it'll load. I'm actually gonna give it a go. I'm going to give it a little bit further, longer sort of for trial of what it is. Reactor light glass. All right, danger reactor. We've got loads of stuff like that. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to swap to the last game that's on the list, which was Falcon Patrol 2, another one by Virgin. It seemed like Virgin did a lot of fast load things, which were very, very difficult, but didn't actually work very well. But anyway, here is Falcon Patrol 2. And it just loads instantaneously. Got to admit that's quite handy, really, from the Omni. However, I do think it takes some of the joy out of it. The pleasure of actually loading a game was one of my favourite parts about putting a Spectrum game in. That sort of whole waiting for it to load and waiting for it to do whatever it needs to do. That for me is one of the most exciting and most entertaining elements about it. I don't. I even like it when it fails. I'm very strange like that. I don't like it when it fails all the time, but I do like it sometimes when it fails and you have to start again, because it kind of takes you back to looking at the instruction manual and reading about it and getting a bit of the background. Something that people don't do nowadays. It's now slipped in as sort of recordings or books that you can read or video clips, and sometimes people just miss them completely. They just go screaming through a game without actually ever really enjoying the process of actually looking at all of the lore that goes with it, and going to, and especially if you're a developer who went to that extra effort to kind of do the bits and pieces that are there. I don't think I can skip this, by the way. I'm trying, pushing some buttons now, and I can't get it to do it. Fire buttons are horizontal. I'm sure this was last time I played this. I'm sure I've got this on my channel. There we go. I wonder what the keys are. I wonder if it works on my joystick. I've got my joystick again. I'm just going to push the buttons and see if I can work out which is which. Is that down, up, down, left, right? Let's just check in the buttons, and we'll work through these. There we go. That's left and right. What's up and down? Yeah, Q, A, O, P, and spaces. That's the ones. So there we are. We're flying along again, and it's basically like Defender, for the Atari ST version of things, or not Atari ST, Atari 2600 game was a game to Defender. It was also an arcade game, the same name, and that's basically it. You fly along, blowing things up out of the sky, in a little, sort of circular grid type thing. It's quite nice though. This one, it's got quite a nice little detail. It's not a bad game at all. Quite tough. I'm just watching this one coming in here at the top of the screen. It caught me, and I'm going down. And you go down very badly. You just kind of crash straight into the ground. But it's not too bad. This one. I don't think this is a full price game. I think this is a budget release. Always a budget release. But as a budget release, I'd have been quite delighted with this one, because it's tough. But I'm quite like my shooters, and although I'm not very good at them, and I always say I'm not very good at them, and I'm not. But I hit the explosion and down. So I got one, but then died, unfortunately. Although I say I'm not very good at them, I do like them. I do enjoy them. I do enjoy playing them. I think it's kind of is it sadism, isn't it? A little bit of that, or masochism, one of the two. Where you would rather enjoy the pain of a game. Oh, I managed to get one, and another one. Hey, 2 down. Let's see if we can finish first level. Oh, he got me. Turned round on me. I didn't realise you could go a little bit slower as well, speed-wise. That actually was a bit helpful. Going a little slower. Oh, wow. Do have to sit through that process, though, of arming and taking off to getting your gas. It's a bit of annoying. There we go. Oh! Can't kill another one. Not doing well. At least we've got the high score, though. Or equalled the high score at the moment. We're nearly there. Well, I'm quite enjoying this one to finish off with. Well worth it. Brilliant stuff. Here we go. Got ya. Oh no, he's staying put. Oh no, idiot! I've just crashed into him. I've got 600 points anyway. I've beaten the high score, so that was well worth it. Won in the end. Can't put my name in. Here we go. Let's see. Can I put my full name in? I think I probably can. And then, oh, I've missed an. Oh, it's fine. We're okay. I'll live. Does that enter? Let's enter it. There we go. I am the champion. I am the winner. Anyway, I've been your host, Real Genetic Team, and thank you for watching this another epic video. And hopefully I'll catch you next week in the next What's on the Tape. See you later. Bye bye.